Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This Is Football. Welcome to episode 3 of the A-Listers. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got a lot to discuss today. In case you guys are unaware, of course, in case you guys do not know, Arsenal drew at the weekend to Fulham. In case you're also unaware, Liverpool had a comeback with 10 men against Newcastle away at St. James's Park. ManUtd, another corrupt victory at home to Nottingham Forest with a Rashford penalty / dive. And City came back, beat Sheffield. Chelsea surprisingly put through 3 goals past Luton. And just before we went live by a little bit, there was an awards ceremony that we're also going to talk about and discuss a little bit, because it's also related to Arsenal, because Bukayo Saka won PFA Young Player of the Year. And for some God knows what reason, ManUtd won to Cucurella. So there's a lot for us to talk about. Big up to my guy, Drip, who starts out by saying, shout out to all of you guys from Cali. Big up to you, Drip. Thank you for the super chat. And big up to every single person who's here already. There's already 200 people in here. We ain't even started yet, and there's 200 people in here. Make sure you're all liking the video. Make sure you're all subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Every single person watching us right now, please like the video. Please subscribe to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. YouTube is also telling me you guys are sharing the videos at record rates. So continue to hit that share button. Continue to put the video everywhere. Facebook, Twitter /X, WhatsApp, Instagram, wherever you want to share the video. Make sure you're sharing the video. Keep letting us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe. And introducing today's panelists. Let me start with the winners first. Absolute winner this week. He beat Luton by 3 goals to 0. And he's about to get rid of Cucurella to Manchester United. They've done it again. Chelsea Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. One of the realest, if not the realest person I've ever worked with when it comes to content creation. Always rapping Chelsea in full effect. Man like Lewis is here. How are you doing, Lewis, man?
All good. Great to be back on, especially after a win as well. Our first home win since March. Great to finally be off the bat. And could be back-to-back wins by the end of this week as well. Obviously, as well, we spun the block on Manchester United again. And there's a secret transfer coming through in the next few days. We need another here we go. It's been like 3-4 days since the last one. That little transfer dopamine is starting to drop, and I need that little fix. But big up to everybody. Hit the like, subscribe. Yeah, let's get into it.
Big up to you, Lewis. And by the way, for all the people mentioning Tottenham Hotspur, there's a reason why they're not on the A-list. Because they just lost in the second round to Fulham. You may ask yourself, why is there no Tottenham Hotspur rep? I mean, there's a reason for that, because they're not A-listers.
And all of that.
Exactly. Lewis, do you think people care about Spurs? Like, come on, like, honestly, isn't just the same story over and over?
They're even playing today.
Yeah, like, Spurs bottled it. Okay, we know their bottle jobs. Like, what do you want me to say? Like,
Tottenham
we know
that competition. In other words, London is blue and so is his shirt.
Fact, until they win something, then maybe we'll get a Spurs rep. No, them and West Ham is the same. Actually, West Ham have Conference League. So, joining us also on the channel, next up in the winning category. He was actually 10 minutes late because he's a celebrity now. Erling Haaland won Player of the Season, but I saw he's upset about Saka winning Young Player of the Year because he called it rewarding failure. I'm sure he'll probably be upset as well about Ramsdale being in goal. Repping Manchester City, he won against Sheffield United. And had the most representatives in the team of the season as well, rightfully so. None other than the icon himself, man like Hamza is here. How are you doing, Hamza?
Thank you very much, guys, man. Oh, my God, I'm happy. And listen, I'm not going to get roasted in this channel. I will never get roasted. I'm always here with my 3 points. Come on, big up the guys, man. Listen, today we're enjoying it. I'm upset so far about Saka's award. I'm going to come up with that, yeah. There's blood on Arteta's hands and there's blood on Egal's hands. I hope Egal's here today, you know. Egal is here. I can't wait.
Big up to you, Hamza, man. Big up to you. Always coming in with the energy. And speaking of coming in with the energy, that energy today, as per usual. You know, oh my God, Hussam has me on another show. He's moaning about being on one of the best channels on YouTube. He's complaining. Can you imagine? If I give you a Lamborghini, why are you complaining? My not assistant, my brother is here. You know, my brother who supports Man United. Sometimes I love him. Sometimes I want to slap the shit out of him. That describes our relationship the best. Man like Staffy has joined us on the channel. How are you doing, Staffy, man?
I don't know what
Hold
to say
that.
about these intros
Hold that.
anymore. You said negative energy. I said nothing, bro. I said nothing. This guy asked me to move my show today for him, and I still did it, and he still calls my energy negative. Wallahi, the gaslighting is probably worse than what Arsenal fans did with Chelsea about Havertz saying they misused him, they just didn't understand him. Wallahi, it's worse than that type of gaslighting. But listen, I'm here. All of us here have 3 points, Hamza, if I'm correct. So I think we're all here in better moods than the guy that you're about to introduce next. But thank you for having me, and thank you for introducing us in the proper way of, you know, in terms of point accumulation.
Yes.
You can go on
The
and
four
introduce
winners are here.
Correct.
I love how in every single one of you guys is like intro moment, you send shots at him. So let's just introduce him. The man who said, if Chelsea lose to Luton, I'm going to be here. And he ended up drawing to Fulham. He promised Hamza 4 or 5-0. He promised Hamza they're going to destroy Fulham. And you know what Hamza hates the most? People who can't keep their promises. So joining us on the channel, he didn't hide, so we have to give him credit. Representing Arsenal Football Club 2-2 to Fulham. Oh my God. Man, like Egal is here. How are you doing, Egal, man?
I'm good. Yo, guys, it's still August and Tottenham somehow bought all the trophies. It's hilarious.
Oh, don't deflect.
Wallah, it's hilarious. It's
No,
actually
it's still
hilarious.
August. Well, I said that last week. It was a different energy, but that's cool. That's cool.
You know what? I got 3 Chelsea players in my fantasy team now. We need them to cook.
Oh,
You know
you
what's
jumped
funny,
on the
Lewis?
Chelsea bandwagon, bro. I got a shirt, bro. I'll send it over.
Lewis,
I
Lewis,
need
listen,
Jackson and Sterling and Gusto to cook for me.
Lewis, listen to this. This guy complained about your defense last week, and he had Chelsea defenders in his fantasy. It's like the math ain't mathing with this guy. Did you see this, Hamza?
The math never
hypocrisy.
math.
Wallah, the
Never
hypocrisy
math.
from
Never.
this guy.
Listen, what can I do? Their players are cheap. I have to get them in.
Oh, that's
And
why.
before we get to Arsenal, because that's what I want to
No
start with, big
Liverpool
up to
players.
Ilya
I'll tell you that.
in the chat who says, the man, the myth, the legend, Carefree Lewis. Big up to you, Ilya, man. Love, 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 Habibi. And then he sends in another super chat who says, Hamza, the funniest man on the space. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. His third super chat is, Staffy's the Robin to Sam's Batman. Listen, I'm going to say, all 5 of us are Batman. That's why this is the A-list right here. This A-listers, this Batman settings right here. Ain't no Robin. Robin would have been Alan had he been on the show. So Robin ain't here, brother. This all Batman. We're all winners here. We're all winners to an extent at least. We're all winners. So yeah, big up to you, Ilya. Big up to my guy Drip. All of you, 500 people here. Slap the like button.
You're telling
Subscribe
me
to the
Ilya
channel if you're
submitted
not
a super chat for everyone but me. That's funny.
Right. Like the video, subscribe to the channel right now. 200 likes minimum. You guys know this show gets heated, so I don't want to keep interrupting it. So like and subscribe. So hit the like button, subscribe. And this man called dibs on Arsenal. And out of respect, because I respect people who call dibs. Carefree Lewis, Arsenal Football Club. The floor is yours.
I just wanted to talk on some of the points that we had last week, and I want to kind of use them for this week's points. So we were talking about the same old Chelsea last week. I think that was the point. Well, I would like to talk about the same old Arsenal who move like prostitutes at home. They invite someone into their yard and then spread their legs within the first minute. Yet again, they take a lead and then they drop the intensity and then they drop the lead within about 20 to 30 minutes. The same lack of intensity, the same poor game management, except now there's a lack of chemistry involved as well. The same mentally weak Arsenal, but they've got worse on the pitch. And why is that? It's because Partey's been moved at right back because they have to accommodate for them a misprofiled and scapegoated Kai Havertz, who, from what I've heard, is doing really well. Arsenal fans are already booing him off the pitch in what, your second home game? Just your second home game? Now, I heard you say that, what was it? Our defense is bound to make mistakes, just baselessly. So I would like to baselessly say as well that Arsenal are bound to make mistakes. They're bound to make mistakes defensively as well because the chemistry isn't the same as it was last season. They don't have the same intensity. They don't look as threatening as they do last season. I'd like to also say that Arsenal aren't winning the Premier League as well. And when that happens, we're going to have very, very uncomfortable conversations about some of the players, the manager, some of the decisions on the manager as well. And the fans are already starting to see it. Match day 4's coming against Man United, and Arsenal fans don't even seem that confident about it, in all honesty. And I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to completely jump the gun, but I'm very excited to see how Arsenal continue to progress, especially when they have European football to match on top of this, because their first team already isn't cooking at the same level that it was last season. You give them a tricky group stage, I can't wait. I can't wait. But yeah, it is great to see the good old Arsenal back to being the good old Arsenal, stealing our deadwood, letting it infect their club, and still gaslighting themselves into thinking that they got the better end of the deal. And also, before I do leave, whatever happened to the Smith Rowe or Havertz debates? Because it's got a bit sticky. It's got a bit sticky now. I'm seeing Smith Rowe wants to leave, is looking to leave, and Arsenal fans don't want him to go. But your manager sees otherwise because clearly wants to play Kai Havertz over him.
Oh, you didn't get the memo?
No.
He said, I don't want to go to that shit club, Chelsea.
Oh, I don't want him. I don't want him. He's going to be overpriced anyway. Well, I don't want us to get bent over the same way Arsenal did. I'm good. Unless he's like 20, 25 million, it's not necessary. But Smith Rowe and Havertz debates also took a little bit of a turn for the worst. Just saying. Just saying.
Before we go to Egal, because Egal is about to hold this. He got his wish. He says Egal is the biggest criminal of the weekend. All love. Big up to you, Fatur, man. Thank you for the super chat. And then Ilya came back because he didn't want to leave you alone. He said Egal's head is as big as Lukaku. Wow, Ilya. Wow.
Come on, that's this.
Big up to you, Ilya, man. Hamza. We have to let Hamza speak, Egal. You know how this works. Hamza, Arsenal Football Club. Talk to the people. They want to hear your thoughts.
I just think, like, listen, it's a shame. You must be ashamed, like, seriously, Arsenal fans. You must be ashamed. Like, this season was your best season because Man City are weak. Like, we've lost Gundogan, we've lost KDB, we've lost Mahrez. Yeah, we're so weak. Our manager's not on the touchline, Sam. I'm serious, yeah. And this is the weakest side. Like, losing a captain, losing your best player, losing your best winger. And then they recruited all these players. Declan Rice apparently was the special 100, the most expensive midfielder in the English Premier League history. Yeah, they recruited Havertz, and the manager doesn't know. I was calling it out. Nottingham Forest smash and grab. They said, "Oh, I made an error. Hamza's a hater." Crystal Palace 1-0, 1-0. Sam. Last year they walked all over Crystal Palace. A 1-0 with a penalty. And this is a Fulham. It's a Fulham at home. At home. Third game of the season. Egal, third game of the season. I'm already seeing concerns from your fan base about Arteta. They're saying he's trying to be Pep. He has to stop it. Don't be Pep. Why is he doing? He doesn't know why. Even your fan base are critical of the tactics. They're criticizing. He's dropping Gabriel Magalhaes, Sam, Magalhaes and Saliba starting centre back. And they're telling me he's experimenting. There's no experimenting. I don't know. I really believe, Sam, there's an issue between Magalhaes and Arteta. 100%. I believe that. I 100% believe, because you will not drop it's like Klopp dropping Konate. Does it make sense?
Yeah. No, it doesn't make sense. You're right. It doesn't make sense.
Playing Robertson there and then playing Milner on the. It doesn't make sense. You don't drop the best pairing, the partnership that they've had last year. He's trying Gabriel. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. I said it to Arsenal fans, yeah, and it looks like Arteta is already struggling. In his third game, he's struggling with some, and I'm serious about this. I'm serious about this. And to me, it's a concern already because it's only August, Sam. It's only August. It hasn't even hit them hard. because Champions League football with that, because we know the heartbreaks. It's not April anymore. They left it where they start where they left it last time. Bottle jobs. Some 10 men against Fulham. 10 men. You're leading. And Fulham should have won that 3-2. And guess what? The criminal, the player I've been calling out for some, Saka. You cannot criticize Saka. Oh, he's a star boy. Oh, Saka's such a good. No, he can't. Oh, it will hurt his feeling. All that. I don't care. The boy never does it on big games. He never does it. Big game. When you need him, he doesn't do it. And you don't criticize him. Trossard, oh, what an amazing player. Arteta should start. When Arteta starts him, pooh, crap. Can't even perform. There's level to this game. Declan Rice. Palini showed him levels. Palini. I told you Palini is better than him. I told you this Palini is better than him. Yeah? These guys are capitulating on some. There's no more excuses like last season.
You think they're capitulating already?
They already, man. I'm telling you now. I'm smelling blood. I swear I'm smelling blood already.
Bro, we can look at United's squad and say that they look way worse. And so look at Arsenal's squad and say they look worse as well.
Tottenham are playing better football than them. Tottenham Football Club, Egal yesterday, and agreed it yesterday and said Tottenham Football Club are playing better football than Arsenal. He said it on his channel.
Tottenham just got knocked out by.
One second, you said it.
Tottenham got knocked out by the same team we played on the weekend.
I asked you a question.
Yeah,
what did you say on your channel?
Tottenham
Football Club are playing better football than me. I asked you a question. Are Tottenham Football Club playing better football than me? You said, yeah, at the moment they do. And that's already an L. They're ahead of you the game. West Ham ahead of you the game. You're ready. It's time to show sign. Your fan base already.
West Ham is ahead of us.
Bro, it's Fulham 10 men. That's a game you must win. It's a must win, guys. Bro, what are we talking about here? Sam, if I give you Fulham 10 men, would you not slaughter them? It's a joke.
Of course. Of course we'll win. Of course. So when I see their fan base already coming after Arteta, they say, yo, there's red flags. Last season, you led the race for 91% of the time. You capitulated. No manager has ever done that in the league. We will not forget you. And you've already started it. Yeah? And you've been backed. So they're questioning his signings. They're questioning his tactics. They're starting to raise eyebrow. Some Arsenal fans are saying, listen, we're happy to go 21 years without Premier League. 21 years being a big club, we will be happy to go because we have to. And some of their fan base are saying, enough is enough. We can't accept this. He has to do something. Otherwise, we cannot falter because this is the weakest Man City side. And then Egal sitting there, he's thinking that we're going to congratulate him today. Egal, you've had a shocker of a performance. Whether you like it or not, it's a shocker. You can cry as much as you want, but you cannot take that 3-point back. Egal, I'm ahead of the game already with a weak team. Is it true Egal promised you a 4-0 win? Hamza.
He promised me 4-0. He said, is it easy? Oh, I'm going to beat Fulham. Or is it 4-0 or 5-0? This is a joke. You get too carried. This is a problem with that football club. You know that crest? You know that crest, that crest that you've got? Yeah? That crest is, you're lying to each. When we look at that crest, we just see, listen, we know what's going to happen, Hassan. We know it, Hassan. Hassan, you know the way Arsenal fans, they get mocked for that. And Egal, you know it for a fact. Now you've been humbled today. 3 games gone, you're ready. Look, I've never seen you quiet like this. Never in my life seen you that quiet. You're smiling, but you're hurt. Yeah, go on. You're smiling, but there's nothing to smile about.
No. There's one more guy because I remember what happened last week with the Lavia Caicedo thing. So he ain't gonna speak yet. There's Staffy. But Waves, as per usual, violating Arsenal. Arsenal fans, send Rice to Liverpool, a team who can win. Don't waste our time. Matter of fact, put Saliba with Rice so they can win at Liverpool. Arsenal don't have a bottle. Yo, Waves, maybe you were right about this Arsenal thing. Only time will tell. I do not know. Maybe I was ahead of myself when I backed Arsenal. We will see. But thanks so much for the super chat. Futur says, Egal, this is why people cook you. You're too cocky. Hey, we're going to let him respond, but there is still one more guy. There's still one more guy to speak. Staffy, Arsenal Fulham. What are you saying to the people?
You know what, man? I'm usually a man of many words. But today, after what Lewis and Hamza just said, I'm actually left with nothing to say. What more can I add to what these guys just said? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be very honest. Egal, if you guys want to learn how to end a team that has 10 men and take advantage of a red card, you could just ask me to show you, because we just did that. You know, if you want to learn how to win with 10 men and they're 11, I mean, Hassan can show you. But you're the only one sitting here. Not only do you not have points, you're the only one who didn't benefit with the red card in your game. Like, can you, Hamza, do you hear what I'm saying? This guy actually had an advantage. He didn't replicate what I did. He didn't even have a red card against him like Hassan did. He had a red card in his favor, 2-1 up, and still drew the game. You get what I'm saying, Hamza? And instead of talking about, I'm talking to Arsenal fans, Hamza. Wallahi, I keep asking because we're playing him next week. I'm like, what is the issue? What's the fix? What are you guys going to do? All the answers are different. No one knows. I'm like, I want to know how they're going to set up. So if you ask United fans, I tell you 99% of us will tell you this is how we're going to play. Whether we win or lose, we know how we're playing. Them, they're like, well, he's accommodating for Havertz. And others are like, no, he's not accommodating for Havertz. And then I'm hearing, oh, Gabriel should be back next game. And they're like, no, Zinchenko will be back next game. The guy who hasn't kicked the ball yet. And then they're saying, no, he's going to take Partey out and he's going to play Jesus. And I'm like, well, how's he? So you're telling me he's going to start Gabriel, Zinchenko, Jesus, 3 players who haven't played 90 minutes all season. Do you understand? Hamza, I look at my problems as a United fan. There is problems, but I know the solution. I'm like, you know what? If we do this, this and that.
You know the problem.
I know the problem, and I know the solution too. Whether we do it or not, I know what to do. But then I asked them, Hamza, they don't know. Egal started, by the way, the show by saying, before the show, he told us it's only August. But then his fans are turning on Havertz, and it's only August. So don't tell us it's
already won him out.
We already know.
Yeah, that's true.
We already know.
Out.
100%. We know it's only August.
I remember saying it would only take 3 or 4 games with this lot. Same as William.
And Lewis, they already turned on. I was like, let me put on AFTV the other day. I have never seen AFTV so split. They weren't even this split since maybe the Arsene Wenger out movement. At least the Arsene Wenger out movement, most of them wanted him out and they knew it. What's that?
See how they're making the same arguments we did for him? Oh, he's misprofiled. Oh, he needs to be given time. Oh, he covers the distance covered. Oh, we won most of his aerial duels. There was an assist or this big moment in the game, and I think there could be something. It's insane when you've been through it and you watch an entire fan base go through the exact same cycle, make the exact same excuses and the exact same mistakes. It's actually so hilarious.
No, and you guys did warn them.
Nicer fan base.
You guys did warn them, and they just looking at it, and that's what I'm saying. I have never seen them.
Hey, they signed our best player.
You know what they did, Lewis? And I said this multiple times, and everyone here probably, I know Egal for a fact, heard it here, heard it on his channel, heard it on the terrace, heard it on WhatsApp, heard it everywhere. I told him, your manager created a problem that you guys did not need. But no, let's give Havertz time. The same fan base that said give him time is the same fan base that's saying after 3 games we want him out. Hamza, I am hearing with my own ears.
The same fan base that a year ago was doing Smith Rowe versus Havertz debates. And they're winning, by the way.
I just don't understand them. They told us to give him time, but they're not even giving him time. After 3 games, I'm hearing they want him bench next game. I'm hearing they want him back in the false 9 like he did in the Super Cup, the Community Shield. They don't know what is the difference between their heads and their tails at this point. They don't know. Wallahi, you know when a cat starts chasing its tail, Hamza, like a dog chases it, that's what they're doing. They're going in circles. Havertz in, Havertz out. Partey midfield, Partey right back. They don't know. Wallahi, they don't know. If they think the solution against us is putting Zinchenko, Gabriel, and Jesus who haven't kicked the ball, it just shows me that they don't trust the manager because they're giving up their system after 3 games and they're getting a little bit desperate because of the stress. So listen, man, Egal, I feel bad for you at this point. You know, it's not really your fault, but yet again, you do deserve it.
They had 18 minutes added on because I kept checking. I kept checking on Google and I'm checking.
18 minutes?
Bro, it was mad. I was thinking this is illegal. And they had extra time added for them And Hussam, you know what? You know that Saka the bottle job, yeah. And Arteta, when he's going tough, clueless.
So they played 108 minutes of football.
And they used to compare. They used to compare Saka to Salah at one point. The criminality.
That needs to stop, by the way. That needs to stop.
And Liverpool were 10 men down away to Newcastle, and they show levels. And
when I needed Mo Salah, he gave me an assist in the 92nd minute. 92nd minute.
Klopp comes out. He says, "Yo, you're coming there, Darwin." Tactician. When Arteta, it doesn't go well. My guy's clueless. He's thinking, I left Pep notes somewhere, but I don't know where I left it. He's trying to think, what would Pep do in this instant? But he's clueless because he copied the notes. You can't, because you absolutely when going gets no, bro. I'm honest. When going gets tough for this manager,
he copied the notes.
He doesn't know what he does. When he goes good, he goes good. But when going, he doesn't.
You know what he's trying to do, Hamza? He's trying to cook the same meal with the wrong ingredients. You need to get those ingredients that Pep uses. They're a little bit too expensive. You know when you're cooking steak tonight, you're getting like really expensive steak. You can't make steak out of chicken or whatever your recipe is. They're getting it so wrong. And it's so funny because I told them there's no way you can start the season the way you did last year. The last year they started the season perfect. And they thought they'll replicate the whole thing and get, 50 out of 53 points or whatever it was that they did in the first half of the season. And now they're just going to wait to the end of the season.
Bro,
and then Rice comes in.
But that right there. One second. I let everyone say everything.
Yeah, let Egal speak. Let him respond.
Whoever told you we're going to replicate the same start to the season? That right there is just the way.
The way the Arsenal fans were moving,
bro. I want to know who. Give me a name. Tell me
many
who
of your fan base said you're angry.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. First of all, I've written down what you said. I know Hamza. Next week, wallahi, you think I'm joking? I'm making notes. I've written down what you guys are saying because certain people like to say certain things, but it doesn't apply to everything. So you guys are gonna catch it. Right now, you caught me lacking. Fair enough. We keep it moving. It is what it is. But I'll say this: it's a draw, by the way. This is a draw.
It's not about
against the team. Against the team. One second. Against the team, we should have beat. I agree. This is a draw against Fulham team that we should have beat, and we're in a position to beat. We made individual errors that cost us, but now I have to sit here and hear eulogies about Havertz, eulogies about the system, eulogies about things you absolutely have no idea about. And then I have people telling me blatant lies. Staffy, I don't expect you to come on here and lie. If you're gonna say something, if you're gonna say something, you should be able to state.
I'm telling you what your fan base is saying, Egal.
You should be able to
Egal said these words.
1 second. You should be able to sit here and state which Arsenal fan told you verbatim we're gonna start the same way.
Yeah, you think I take notes like you did, and I just know all the only Hussam takes notes of the names down, but that's for super chats. I don't note down every Arsenal fan.
You said something. I expect when somebody hears something outrageous, they remember who said it. You're telling me you don't remember?
Fan base.
You remember somebody saying that, but you don't remember who.
So when we talked about Havertz right now, people saying give him time and stuff like that. You think Lewis is gonna come to you with a list of who said that?
I'll tell you this right now. When Deji said Tottenham are gonna win the Champions League, I knew immediately it was him.
Yeah,
when Hussam was thinking we're gonna win the league after they were linked to Caicedo, I remember that. When people say things, I remember it. It's not my fault you have a bad memory. Don't say something if you don't remember.
I don't take notes. I'm talking about your fan base, bro. You're trying to deflect.
One second. I let everyone cook. Let me land. First things first. It's a draw. It's a draw at home versus a team that we're supposed to beat. Understandable. You guys are going to deserve to cook me. But realistically, you guys are saying some things that are outrageous. First of all, it's not my fault. The other fans are overreacting. So now, Lewis and Staffy, when your fan base overreacts, I'm going to hold you accountable as you did me. Fair?
Like you haven't already.
Next. No, stop. We're going to continue. Next, when it comes to little Hamza, you yourself, the biggest hypocrite. Because when your team drops points or when your team does something, first thing you do is you talk about, oh, we deserve to win that game. Did you watch that game? We didn't deserve to drop those points. We played the better team. We're the better team. They smashed and grabbed. They did this. They did that. And now when Arsenal drop points, first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna go all over it. Fair enough. I'm gonna let you slide because you know what? Your team got away with it too. But the reality is, you guys are overblowing this. This is the third game of the season. You're making it seem like there's warning signs all over the pitch. That's not remotely true. We did boss majority of the game. It's our own individual errors that led to the opening goal from Bukayo Saka, and he's held accountable. No one is sitting here saying Bukayo Saka is free of criticism. He was at fault for the first goal. It wasn't Partey. It wasn't the system. It wasn't anybody else. It was Bukayo Saka solely, in my opinion. And then second of all, you can go to what do you call it, the manager for getting it wrong, for bringing in Trossard in the first place. Eddie Nketiah was playing well, and when he came in, you've seen he made a difference. Now, if you want to talk about Kai Havertz, he doesn't necessarily have to start every single game, but he didn't have a bad game any of those first 3 games. The reality is we did look like a better team when he came off.
He didn't have a bad game. Come on.
He didn't. He played 54 minutes. One second.
Come on, Egal, man.
54 minutes.
You just contradicted
I didn't even
yourself.
Arsenal, by the way. I didn't even say anything, but you have to be realistic.
Bro,
you have to be real.
Listen to me. He played 54 minutes, and when we changed the system and Zinchenko and Fabio Vieira came on, that's where the difference came from. It wasn't only Kai Havertz.
Fabio Vieira changed the game positively. I agree with you, but you cannot say Havertz didn't have a bad game.
Bro, Havertz is the scapegoat. He didn't make any of the mistakes that led to the goals. He didn't do anything wrong besides maybe missed 2 chances.
Wasn't it his pass to Saka that led to the first goal?
This lazy analysis on Kai Havertz is crazy. If
wasn't it his pass to Saka that led to the first goal?
No, he wasn't involved in the play. He wasn't involved in the play. It was Declan Rice who passed the ball to him, and then Havertz had nothing to do with the opening play. This is why I
heard he was to blame in the build-up for that one.
This is why I know you're talking shit. Once again, the first
no, because he was crapping the whole game. I just missed the first minute or two.
The first goal was conceded. The first goal was conceded from Declan Rice passing the ball to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka playing the ball back into space where nobody was. Pereira picking up the ball and beating the keeper when he's out of position. So that's how the first goal was conceded. The second goal was conceded from a corner. So you guys are sitting here making all these analogies about how the system is bad, how this is bad, how that is bad. Let's be honest. I go into the Manchester United game, I'm very confident. But the reality is...
Wait, it was Havertz. They're saying it was Havertz in the comments. So you say I was chatting shit.
It wasn't Havertz. What are you talking about?
The comments are saying it was Havertz.
Havertz had nothing to do with the play. I don't know why you're sitting here. Nah, bro, you're chatting shit. It was Declan Rice who passed the ball.
Are they chatting shit?
Bro, how you tell me why is Kai Havertz in that side of the pitch?
You tell me, it's not my team.
That's Declan Rice passing him the ball. Kai Havertz on the other side of the pitch, bro. I watched this play over and over again 15 times. I'm looking at it right now. How about that?
Tell that to the comments then.
They're liars. I'm sorry. I deal with facts. I don't deal with lies.
Some of them were Arsenal fans, but
I don't love everyone in the comments, by the way.
All right, cool.
Okay. Here's the thing. Egal, listen. I didn't even cook Arsenal. I didn't say anything negative about Arsenal. You know, I'm not that like anti-Arsenal as the rest of these guys or anything. But 10 men Fulham at home, you've got to get 3 points. That's just the ultimate reality.
And I said
that. So if you're saying, hear me out, let me ask you a question. When it comes to Arsenal Football Club, so if Havertz is being scapegoated, in your opinion, who do you think is to blame? Or can you explain what happened in that game for you to end up drawing against 10 men?
Okay, one, Mikel Arteta got the starting 11 wrong in the sense that he shouldn't have started Trossard. He should have kept Eddie Nketiah in the team. And we've seen that he tried to rectify the mistake by making the change at halftime. Second of all, we were not clinical. A lot of players missed their chances, and these things happen. We could have buried that game. We could have been 3-0 up at certain points because we had a lot of good chances in good areas. We didn't take our chances. That's another thing. People talk about the system. The reality is we didn't concede any of the chances from the system. You could say we were wide open, but it's because, of course, you're going to have to get used to playing a new style. It's not actually a new style. It's the same system. It's just different personnel. Last year, what we had was we had a defender at right back. This year, we had a defender at left back, and we had a player who's tucking in and inverting on the right. So it's pretty much the same system, different personnel, and of course, people are gonna get upset at Mikel Arteta, and I think he holds a lot of the he should hold a lot of the blame. That's the reality. The second part, of everything. That people are going to criticize Partey playing outside of the midfield and playing in the right back position. Well,
Yes.
he was playing like that in the first 2 games. And yes, people had criticism over it, but we've conceded 3 goals. We've conceded 3 goals this season, and I can honestly tell you, only one of those goals was because was from that part of the pitch, and the other 2 goals had nothing to do with Partey. It was just individual errors. And I'm not even going to over analyze this whole situation. I think it's been so blown out of proportion because the result is what is creating all these analyses. If we would have got the win, no one would have spoke about all these things that
but you didn't get the win, though.
Egal, but it's not even
the reason why we didn't get the win. 90% of the stuff you guys are mentioning is not why we drew.
Egal.
No one mentioned Zinchenko. No one mentioned. Only one of you guys mentioned Bukayo Saka's poor pass.
Egal. The thing is, people have been talking after the first 2 games. I've heard Arsenal fans not happy with the performances based on the first 2 games, and you picked up the 6 points. So this is not the first time we're addressing that. Obviously, when you drop points, it's easier to come at you guys, and the reactions are louder. So I do agree with you on that. But this is the 3rd game where I'm hearing people are not happy. And I'll tell you something. I agree with you when you're saying you're playing the same system, the personnel are different. But here's the issue. You took out, and I keep saying this every week on this channel, your best DM is Partey. He's not being played in his best position. City last season, to invert a player into the midfield, they inverted Stones next to Rodri. They didn't put Rodri as a right back and told him, hey, listen, you're our best DM, but we're going to move you out of position, and now we want you to invert into a DM anyways. That's not his thing. Partey is the best DM you have. He is persisting with playing Havertz and Rice, so the only way he can shoehorn Partey in this system is by putting him in right back. If Zinchenko comes back, you're not inverting both fullbacks. Partey and Zinchenko are not inverting, so someone is being dropped. You're most likely going to play a real defender in Tomiyasu on the right, and you're going to play Zinchenko on the left, but that leaves Partey out of the team. Or does Partey go to the midfield and then Havertz gets dropped? And if Havertz gets dropped, does that mean Rice does the Xhaka / Havertz role? There's so many questions that this is what I keep saying. Arsenal fans don't know, because if Arteta never identified Havertz as this player who's going to do that Xhaka role, this would have never happened. This is the same as us getting Mason Mount, and I said I understand what the manager wants to do, but I don't think he's the right player. So I am keeping the same energy with that.
The reason why it's different, Staffy, is because, let's be honest, if Mason Mount's not on the pitch, who are you playing? Eriksen, who is a little bit older, where you don't trust, right? You also, if you don't play him, you have other players who you don't trust, right? Arsenal, we have options where we don't necessarily have to play him, and we still have players that we trust. So I can tell you this. I think versus Manchester United, Partey is going to be playing in the midfield, and Declan Rice is going to be playing in the midfield. But guess what? If he's at right back, or if he's starting as the 8, either way, he's playing in the midfield by default, by the way we're set up. That's the reality. Now, if you want to say he's not playing in his position, well, we didn't spend 105 million on Declan Rice for no goddamn reason. It's not like it's a Liverpool situation where we're taking Fabinho, putting him in center back. We have a quality player playing in that position also.
That was unnecessary again.
So we have the ability. It's not a shot at you. It's just a reality, because people are making the assumption that Partey playing at right back is diminishing our midfield in some way. When we spent 105 million and one of the best defensive midfielders in the league, stop over-analyzing the situation. The reality is the reason why we're not playing so well is because people are expecting us to blow teams away and score goals, and we haven't done that. In the first 3 games last year, we were able to score 2 goals versus Crystal Palace. This year we scored 1. We were able to score 4 goals against Leicester, but yes, we conceded 2, but we still scored 4 against Leicester in the second game. And in the third game, we blew out Bournemouth 3-0 away. This year, yes, there's been a shaky performance against Fulham. We won the other 2, scraped them. But guess what? It's not how you start the season, it's how you finish. That's what Hamza told me, so that's what I'm going with.
Hamza disappeared for his favorite.
That's great and all, but when it was Chelsea last week, it's all we're bound to make mistakes. But cool. That's gone.
So let me ask you guys. Go on, Lewis. Go on.
No, I'm done. That was just my only point.
You know, I let me ask you guys something as well. I don't know if Hamza's here or not, but I know he wanted to talk about this earlier on the team of the season, the PFA team of the season. The team is as follows: Ramsdale, Trippier, Saliba, what's his name, Diaz, and Stones. In midfield, it was Rodri, Odegaard, and KDB, and the front three was Kane, Saka, and Haaland. I want to ask Hamza why he was annoyed at Saka winning Young Player of the Year.
It's a joke. I said, listen, congratulations on Saka, yeah. Saka's a good player. I'm not saying it, Sam. But it's laughable. Today's award is laughable. Everyone, I've had people from, like, my friends are Barcelona fans, Real Madrid fans here. They've texted and said it's a joke. It's a joke. How can Haaland be nominated for both awards? Yeah, both awards. The only player to have broken all records in the Premier League. He's broken nearly most records, most goals, yeah, most hat tricks. Yeah, he scored record breaking. He broke the record. Yeah, record breaking.
Wait, Haaland was nominated for Young Player of the Year as well?
Yes, he was,
Yeah.
Sam.
That's why he's
Wow. Wait,
That's
so
how I
Haaland
don't get why he won it.
This is why.
How do you
Because there's a victim. We have to feel sorry.
Remember when Bale won twice?
You know, this
If
is the
Haaland was
problem.
nominated, then he won
There's,
twice.
there's a problem in this country.
Hamza, why you mad? Your boy
Reward
Foden didn't win?
failures. Reward
Hamza,
failures.
why you
In
mad?
this
Foden didn't
country-
win?
In this country, we have to call it out.
Hamza, you
Call
mad?
a spade a spade.
Hamza,
This
you
country
mad?
has a problem, and this
Why
is
you mad,
why
bro?
England has to move from that, and they
Why
will
you
never
mad,
win
bro?
a major trophy. You
Hamza,
have
why
to
you mad, bro?
stop rewarding failures.
Let him
Hamza,
speak.
you
Let
gotta
him speak.
cover.
I
Why
want to
you
hear. I
mad?
wanna hear.
Let him cook.
In
let him cook.
any other country, he will never be let go. They will never entertain that. Sam, he failed in big games. West Ham contributed in them losing the league. The penalty, their performance, Araquaso pocketed him. He went and had a shock against Brighton. He had a shock against Southampton, despite he scored. He going to Man City, pocketed 3 games, Hussam, he came from the World Cup after playing well against France and had this running, and he was poor. There's many games that we're going to tell many children to be a player who failed winning the Premier League. This is the problem in this country. This is the problem in this country. They love rewarding failures because they can't upset. They can't upset Arsenal fans. They can't upset Star Boys. They can't upset them. And the problem is we're not allowed to criticize him.
I didn't know Haaland was nominated for Young Player of the Year. I
Yes,
didn't
but,
know.
but
He was
here's the
nominated.
logic.
If I
Here's the-
knew that, I
Look
would have
on the
said
hands.
Haaland deserves it.
But
I'm
this
gonna
is
be
the
honest.
logic here. This is why there's an issue, and I understand where Hamza's coming from. The logic makes no sense. Hamza, you could be sitting one day with your grandkids telling them about Haaland's debut season. Like, listen, I was watching this 21-year-old who scored, how many goals was it? 36, 37, broke all these records?
And 752 in all
So,
competitions.
so you're going to tell them, yeah, I watched Haaland's debut, season. He scored 37 goals as a 21-year-old. They're going to be like, wow. So he was the best 21-year-old in the country. He broke the record. You're going to be like, no, Saka. They're going to be like, wow, you just told me he broke all these records. And they're going to be like, no, he wasn't the best 21, but he was the best
That's
overall. So he won the PFA Player of the Year, but he wasn't the best 21. He's better than everyone in all ages, but he's not better than the 21-year-olds. Make that logic make sense. Do you see how it doesn't make sense?
And
He's the best player, but he's not the best 21.
And we awarded a player that didn't win the league, was a ball job in the league, coming at the most important part of the season. Yeah. And because he played for Arsenal Football Club and they hadn't won the league for 20 years, and then they had a good atmosphere, and then they chanted about Saka. We just can't hurt them. They've been hurt so much. And this is what I say, Sam. The fact that if I'm Saka, I swear to God, if I'm Saka, wallahi, if I'm Saka, I'm giving the award back. There's something called shame. I will not. Bro, there's shame. The guy held a trophy like that. And I'm thinking, have you got the audacity to think, did you really you ask any football fan except Arsenal fan, they'll tell you this is a joke. You're holding a cup that everyone knows you didn't deserve it.
Haaland should have swept it. Wallahi, he should have swept
No one will ever accept it. No one will ever accept it. Take it.
Should have been a clean
No,
sweep
you'll
for
never-
Haaland.
That's what I say. He can keep the trophy, but you will always be mocked for that. And I'll promise you this. And it's put pressure on him now.
Speaking of
poor
corruption,
marketing.
now that's corruption,
Yeah,
Sam. I don't
it's-
want you to talk about corruption. When you speak
What
about
you got to
corruption,
cut?
No, listen,
remind
I
us of
said this. No, let me clarify. I thought Saka deserved the award, but I didn't know Haaland was nominated. I never knew Haaland was nominated.
Nominated.
If
fam.
Haaland is nominated, then this whole thing changes because he should have done the double. Haaland should have done the double like Gareth Bale. If Gareth
question.
Bale won Young Player and Player of the Season,
It's
then Haaland
happened
should have-
before, though. I remember in 2015, Eden Hazard won Player of the Year, but they gave Young Player of the Year award to Harry Kane. It was like, how does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
you
you
just-
won Player of the Year, but you don't win Young Player of the Year when that still involves all the same players. So, like, they've had this stupidness before. I don't get it. If Haaland wins Player
So
of the
do you
Year,
think it's a
then
sympathy
he's
thing?
the best Young
It's a
Player of the Year.
sympathy. 100%. Everyone knows it's a
Do you think
sympathy.
it's a sympathy thing?
100%
Of
is a
course.
sympathy. He's a bottle job in the last couple of games. He's
Wow.
Why was he given that? He knows he performed poor. He knows against Brighton.
That's
he
a
got
participation award.
He got man-marked with Caicedo, right back. Caicedo played right back, man-marked him. Cresswell, man-marked him. He had a shocker against Akanji. What are we doing? How can this player be the audacity? Egal, you know deep down in your heart, the only reason you had it, because they felt sorry for you. And it's a fact, whether you like it or not. You can try and convince us. He scored the same amount of goals as Foden. Although Foden missed 5 months. That's what I say. How many assists?
Egal has taken to Twitter, by the way, to tweet out
One second.
Bukayo Saka winning PFA Men's Young Player of the Year award has people triggered. He just tweeted it out, Egal.
It does. It's actually funny. By the way, they also look at
I'm
your
triggered
international-
about Ramsdale over Allison. That's what I'm triggered by.
You know what? It's team of the season.
Do you agree
bro.
that Allison deserves to be there
Yes.
instead of Ramsdale? Be honest.
Bro, Allison is a better keeper. He had a better season, but your team was shit. So it
Oh wow! Look how he spun that. No,
That's
you're
the
just being
reality.
disingenuous.
Trippy is there and his team finished fourth. What is that even?
But can you answer the question straight? Does Allison deserve to be there instead of Ramsdale? Yes or no? Just give me yes or no. Straight answer.
It's subjective.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It is.
End
It
the
is.
stream.
It's subjective.
End
It's
the
subjective.
stream.
It depends what
Thank
you
you,
look at.
Bharat. See, Bharat is an Arsenal fan and he's saying the truth. Are you
Bro,
mad?
it's honestly subjective. Anyways, let's get back to what we
I
were
could
saying.
swear that Allison had the
I wanna
most
ask you
saves
guys a
leading to
question.
points last season.
I want to ask you guys a
What was the
question.
stat?
He
Was
saved
Foden-
our club the most points in the whole league.
One second. Phil Foden won it 2 years in a row. He wasn't nominated this year, right? Erling Haaland, yes, he was nominated. So was Jacob Ramsey. So was Evan Ferguson, Musa Caicedo, and I think Martinelli, right? Out of all those guys, Bukayo Saka had the longest season. He was also putting in a crazy shift in the World Cup, and he was going far in the World Cup also. Out of all those guys, so that these are also a factor. They were also looking at the World Cup. It wasn't.
Did he
just,
deserve it more than Haaland?
it wasn't just in the Premier League. It wasn't just in the
my God,
Premier
then
League.
he's a
By the
bottle
way,
job in Europe.
Listen to this. Can
by
I
the
say
way,
this?
by the way, I'm not
Let
going
me-
to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and say he deserves it over thing. I'm just going to congratulate my player, and I'm going to say, you know what? He's what now the 6th player to do it, including Tony Adams, Paul Merson, Nicolas Anelka, Cesc Fabregas, and Jack Wilshere. Welcome to the party. And you know what? Big up Bukayo Saka.
Let me say this,
I'm
Hamza.
just
Before I
gonna big
let
up my
you go.
guy, bro.
Let me
I don't
say
really
this
care
before
what
you
you
go.
guys have to say. He
That's
won the
fine. We'll
award.
still say it anyway.
I
So
will
we know
say
you don't
he
care,
didn't
but we'll say it
deserve it ahead
anyways.
of Haaland.
No, hold on, Hamza.
Bro, you wanna
Because
know
he just
something?
scored.
You wanna know
Hamza,
something?
wallahi.
I'm going to tell you
Listen.
something. Messi's going to win the Ballon d'Or ahead of Haaland too, and you're going to cry when that
That's
happens.
not the point right now. Let's focus on what.
No, but
what this
Messi is
is.
at least a World
I
Cup
sh-
winner.
I want to say something. Listen to this, Hussein, because he just scored a
He's still gonna
massive
bitch
own
about it.
goal. He said they looked at his contribution in the World Cup and they considered that. First of all, it has nothing to do with outside competitions.
It does. It does.
But
They
if it-
clearly
okay,
mentioned it. Wallahi, it
So,
does.
so if they do, how come Haaland winning the treble with his team is not looked at as a better achievement than what
good
Saka did in
question.
the World Cup?
Good
There you
I
question.
don't know.
There
Maybe
you go.
there's voter
Of
fatigue.
course you don't.
I
know,
don't
because
determine.
he-
I don't
because you
determine
care.
how they vote. All I'm telling you is they.
See, he
clearly
only
mentioned
cared
it.
when it made sense for his team, Hamza. But when
Bro,
I said use the same
one
logic,
Second, 1 second.
Well,
I
it's
am
a
not
joke.
here. I'm not
No,
here.
but Egal,
defending
Staffy
Bukayo-
used your
1 second,
logic.
1 second.
that's
I
all
am
I
not
did.
sitting
I just
here,
repeated his logic.
bro. Let me land. I am not sitting here telling any of you guys Bukayo Saka deserves it over Erling Haaland. I'm just merely saying he won it, and I'm proud of him. That's it. Let me be.
Okay,
happy
can you
for
just
myself.
give us? Okay, I'm gonna ask you 2 straight questions. I need straight
Yeah.
answers. Who
What?
deserves it?
Yeah.
Does Haaland deserve it more than Saka? Yes or no?
Voter fatigue. He already got 1 award. Give the other one to Bukayo Saka. Fair enough.
Ah, there's I told you.
see, this man is
So
so
essentially,
shameless.
Egal just admitted indirectly he don't deserve it over Haaland. That's
This
what you
is
just.
It's about
Bro,
feeling sorry
let's be
for the
honest. let's be
You
honest.
just said
Erling
both are
Haaland-
to
I just feel sorry for the
Bro,
guy.
Erling
Saka only
Haaland,
got it because everyone
it
feels
wasn't-
sorry for him. I swear.
Bro,
Nothing
if
else.
it wasn't a PFA,
That's why I think
if it wasn't-
Ramsdale is in.
One at a time.
if it wasn't a PFA award, they probably would have gave both to Erling Haaland. But the reality is they gave it to Bukayo Saka.
A little bit of English tax is what it is.
100%.
Enzo Fernandez was
We
wrong.
know. This is
I'll
why
tell you
the
why.
problem-
So now when they go to the Euros in England, they're playing, oh, Saka, who won the PFA Young Player of the Award last year. They're going to keep mentioning it while England play. They just want to present him as this next upcoming star in England, that he just won this award or whatever, even though he didn't deserve it. Not saying he's not a good player. He's not the best one coming up, but he definitely didn't deserve it. I'll say it for you, Egal, since you
Listen,
It's
there's no
not the
way.
first time.
There's no way.
It's not the
Listen,
first time. It's
not
not going to
only
be the
that,
last. But I don't care. I don't care.
Not only
And why
that,
should I care?
he cost you the league. He
No,
cost
but
you.
why
the
should
league.
I care?
He cost you the league. Whether you like
Bro,
it or not.
I mean, that's a
I
good
think-
point, Egal.
I
You
think
leading the
I
race
speak for
all
every
those
Arsenal
years,
fan when I say
He
this.
cost you
We
the
don't
league.
care.
Alan won me the league.
That's a good point.
Alan
Bro.
won me the treble.
I wouldn't care
Hamza,
either. You're right.
Hamza,
Hey guys,
Hamza.
Saka hacked my internet.
Hamza,
That's
Hamza,
the-
let me just say this.
Staffy,
Let me just say this.
thank
Let me
God,
just say
man.
this.
One at a time, guys.
Hamza,
Wallahi, no one can hear you guys.
Hamza, please let me say this. And for anybody who wants to clip this, we don't care.
You know what, Egal? That is your opinion.
Fair enough.
At the end of the
Why do
day,
you
it's
care?
your opinion.
Does
Okay, the
any
second
Arsenal
play-
fan in the chat.
So can you
care?
honestly just publicly admit, like the rest of the Arsenal fans who aren't being shameless, that Ramsdale deserves over Alisson deserves over Ramsdale?
Bro,
Just be honest.
guess what? Hold that. Hamza got it. Hold that. Allison got it 2 years in a row. What do you want, bro? You want every year? Hold that.
Of course, hey, if Alisson deserves
that.
it, he deserves
No
to be
Chelsea,
there.
no Chelsea players. Hold that. Is there Rashford in? Did Rashford make it?
No,
He finished
Rashford
12th,
didn't make it.
my
Hold
friend.
that.
I didn't expect
What's
any
up?
to get in.
But
All
I
you
catch a
guys,
straight.
hold that.
The
There you
problem
go.
is, thank God, listen.
Plus,
the only
he's
thing-
now just happy to still be in the Premier League. About
Bro, I
player
don't
of the
think a
year.
Chelsea player, they even thought about a Chelsea player. They're like 17th
The
on the list.
problem
If
is,
they made
I'll
4
be
come out
honest-
11, they wouldn't make a
I'll
Chelsea
be on-
player.
I'll be
Bro,
honest.
that is not a diss. We were doing road to 40 points until May.
You're going to do it again.
I'll be honest
By
with you.
December. By December.
Let's
This
get it.
time.
Anyway,
I'll be honest with you. You know what?
I'm done. Let's go.
I'll be honest with you. The thing is, yeah, you can see Salah winning it. Oh yeah, best player in the league. Yeah, KDB winning, best player in the league. You see Hazard. You remember those. But then this one, you're just thinking.
Hamza, why does
This
it bother
is
you?
Haaland's season.
Hamza,
This
why
is
does it hurt
Haaland
you so
broke
much?
Haaland
Hamza,
broke.
why does it hurt you so much?
Has he got
Can't he
robbed,
win
bro?
it next year?
No, one
Hamza,
second.
can't he win it next year?
1 second. 1 second. But the only reason, I'm telling you now, I swear, the only reason is because we laughed at you being the biggest bottle job. So to make it so thing, you play victim all the time.
There was a
Give us
voting
a
category for
score.
laughter.
No, 100%. Because Saka, I have had
There
Arsenal
was a
fans.
voting category for bottling the league, right? That's what you're saying.
Bro, I will never reward failure. I don't reward failure.
Hamza, I don't know why it hurts
I'll
you so
never reward
much.
anyone who fails.
Hamza, I don't know why it hurts you so much. I don't know why it
Because
hurts you
you
so
don't.
much.
No, it didn't
I
hurt
don't
me.
know. I don't know why you
Because
care so
everyone's
much.
laughing at English league. Everyone's
Hamza,
laughing at
I
English
don't know.
league and
I
say,
don't know
"This
why
is
you
why
care so
England
much.
don't win anything."
As
Because
a
if
Man
reward
City
players like
fan,
Saka,
as a Man City fan who thinks that acts like the establishment, they don't give a shit about the establishment, the UEFA and all these other things. You seem to care so much about what other governing bodies care about awards. Why do you care so much? It's actually your whole club, majority of your fans boo UEFA. They don't care about these things. Why do you care?
We do. No, we care when you give trophies away. To you are begging for trophies. Your football club's begging for. You're
Bro,
begging for attention. You've not had it.
Bukayo Saka winning an individual award doesn't make me happy.
When
If
you
for
got
any,
this trophy,
After
listen,
2 weeks, I'm gonna forget. It's not like it's a trophy.
it's a major trophy for your
Wallahi,
football club.
I would trade every single individual award for his whole entire career to win one Premier League.
Which you're not gonna win this year anyway. So the thing is,
Okay, listen, we'll discuss that now in a second. Look, I want to stay in the realms of Arsenal, but with looking at it from Man United's perspective, because I want us to talk about the Man United game and kind of just, we don't really do previews on the A-listers, but
Yeah, I'm not doing a
Arsenal and Man
preview.
United are playing each other, so we have got to address it to a certain extent. Before I do that, big up, there's 1,000 people watching us right now. Make sure you're all liking the video, make sure you're all subscribing to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. Guys, we can't have 1,000 people here, and we ain't even on 500 likes yet. Slap the like button, subscribe to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. I'm about to get to the super chats. Big up to Eric who says, Arsenal are one injury away from fighting for top 4. Can you clarify who, though? Because that's what I think makes it interesting. Seriously, Sam, these guys pump faking us all season, says Waves. Fair enough. Hussam, you need to speak about Hamza opening a space during Liverpool's game and jinxing it. Request for Hamza to do it more. LOL. Hamza, I
be
think, did
careful
it
next
twice.
time, Hamza.
Hey,
Hamza
listen,
did it twice.
Sam,
Yes.
I did it
Yes.
twice. Yeah, I did it against Bournemouth, and Bournemouth
Yes.
scored. I opened bottle shops, and Liverpool came back. And then Newcastle, I thought definitely we were celebrating a 4-0 win for Newcastle.
Hamza, next time a
I
little
will
bit
not
more
open a
patience.
space or any game against Liverpool
Yeah.
until the game's done.
Patience, and sabr.
Okay,
next
we'll
time.
see. We'll
Something
see
gets
if
done.
we'll see if Hamza will be patient. I doubt it.
Did we lose him?
I think we
Did
did.
he break up? Oh no.
I mean,
Well,
someone can
that's
read
a
the
bit of an
super
awkward
chat.
pause. Should I read it for him?
Yeah,
right.
you read it because I'm not gonna call Egal mug.
Said, yo, this is hilarious. Raw, man's just sending for Egal in this one. It's crazy. Yeah, that's a bit P. I wouldn't even read that one personally, but hey. Right, so I'm taking over. Carefree Lewis takeover. What did he want to do? He wanted to do a United Arsenal preview.
Yes,
Staffy,
yes,
we haven't spoken to you about the United game. So, what was your thoughts on your big comeback against Nottingham Forest?
I mean, I did speak about it on this channel, but not on the A-listers. Good comeback to that disappointed start. We should have never been 2-0 down. However, we fixed things in the second half, especially. Forest kind of played in our hands by just sitting deep for about basically 85 minutes.
I refuse to believe I actually lagged mid super chat, but big up to you, Bibo.
Yes, you did.
I'll just run through these super chats and then we'll go to United and then I will restart this thing. We warned them about Willian and now Havertz says Fatur. I can't lie, they were warned about Havertz 100%, but they just didn't listen. That's a them problem. Big up to you, Fatur. Wave
I
says, do
enjoyed
not
the
let the
hijack,
English.
I won't lie. There was a little bit of a Liverpool joke in there, but I didn't get to it quickly enough.
Do not let the English FA trick you. There is no title race as long as Arsenal are involved. Wow. If you tell me Endo is in a title race, I'll believe you. Waves is like when it comes to Arsenal, the biggest hater on this whole planet. And I love it. But you're a Barca fan, but hey ho. Hamza kills me. Hope neighbors keep feeding him every time he posts. My Afghani neighbor just sent me because I'm a treble winner. Typical Hamza. Hamza, we all know Haaland should have won over Saka. It's clear the English FA are trying to sell tickets. Don't buy it. Go in this league by December. Hey, as soon as I realized Haaland was nominated for Young Player of the Year, even I said he should have won it. Let's be honest. But hey, it is what it is. Big up to Elio says, Egal, you can't land your plane. It's out of gas. It's a crash landing at this point. Can like Egal crash landed a couple of times. He just went back to hold that. Queen Nadra says only Klopp can win with 10 men on a goal down. Not Pep, Arteta, or Poch. I think Pep could. Arteta definitely not. Poch definitely not. So yeah, that's the thing, Nadra. Thank you so much for the super chat. I didn't know we are cooking breakfast at night. Just waffles from Egal, says Ilya. Hey Ilya, great super chat right there. Egal was waffling there for a little bit. Big up to C24 says big up Hussam on the panel. Long time, bro. Love C24. FC fans have the same convos about Havertz is priceless. I hope Arteta never changes. Plan A merchant like a one night stand. AFC need a plan B. Hey, we tried to ask Egal for an explanation. He said Havertz is a scapegoat. That's what he said.
We're playing a different style, and people are criticizing us. Now he's saying we don't have a plan B. What is he talking about?
Egal, to be fair, you said it's the same style. Now you're saying
no. Personnel is different, but we're playing slightly different. Anyways,
hey, listen, in your own words, you just have to hold that. Big up C24. Steve Wonder has better eyesight than Egal. Damn, he's taking it personal. Spurs' angel win the Carabao Cup this season. Great super chat there because they're already out, Anthony Taylor. And Anthony, you're the referee of Arsenal versus Man United. I'm going to need you to pull through for.
No, this guy lagged again. What is wrong with this internet, bro? This McDonald's bullshit that he's on. Get off this McDonald's Wi-Fi, man.
Right, number 49. Hijack. Let's yet again. Let's.
What does he mean? What does he mean? 49.
49 undefeated, and then you guys stop.
When we beat you guys 2-0, okay.
Don't underestimate United. I get you.
No, you can underestimate us. We have too many injuries. We're not gonna win.
So like the fact that we beat the Invincibles. Big up Wayne Bridge.
Yo, my man is on Ronde Hollis Jefferson Wi-Fi today.
Yeah, I'm getting sick of that. Can we see the super chats without him? He needs to make us co-hosts next time.
I think I can. Yeah. I can't bring them up, but I can still read them out until Sam comes back. Ilya says, Egal, you know what? That's your opinion. Iconic saying, man. Love it. Also says, if you won best player, that must mean you are the best young player as well. Make it make sense, Egal.
Exactly.
That's more for PFA though.
Exactly.
I did make it make sense. I told you guys it's a PFA award, so of course there's going to be some bias. There you go.
So you accept it. It's bias. Basically, Saka only on bias.
And Hamza, hold that because I know it bothers you.
Hey, foreign player wins Premier League award, and then Kane wins the Young Player of the Year award, and the same thing with Haaland and Saka. Like, we know what the energy is.
Give me a second before I lag out again. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna let Staffy talk about Man United's comeback, and then I want you guys to just preview the Arsenal Nottingham Forest game. Arsenal Man United game. While I go restart this shit, because I ain't about to lag out again. So, Staffy, talk to the people, my brother, because this right here, we ain't about to ruin the A-listers by all this lag. So, yeah, just talk to the people. I'll come back to the super chats, you guys. Go ahead, Staffy. I'm gonna go restart.
I mean, sure. I'm not gonna dwell too much over the match. We all know by now it's Tuesday. We all know by now what happened. We were down 2-0, went down easy in 4 minutes, came back. There was changes in the team. No Luke Shaw, no Mason Mount. Martial started for the first time. Eriksen started for the first time. Dalot played on left back. We came back from 2-0 to 3-2, picked up the 3 points, and now we're going to the Emirates next week. News now are out that we lost Varane, who got subbed off at halftime. Apparently he's out for 6 weeks. This guy's more fragile than, I don't know, than what can I even think of? Glass. There's so many things that are so fragile. This guy's more fragile than them. So we're going into the Arsenal game away from home at the Emirates without our first choice center back, our first choice left back. Whether we like it or not, Mason Mount is our first choice midfielder. And we don't really have a striker. Martial played 60 minutes. It's his first game since the end of the season. Last season, he did not even sniff it during the preseason because he wasn't ready. So that was his first hour of football all season, basically in the last 3-4 months. Højlund will make his debut, but it most likely will be off the bench because he started training last week, going into this week. So we are going to the Emirates with a depleted team, and I will not speak with any chest. People are like, "Oh, just tell us if you think you're going to be Arsenal." If anyone here sat with four first options not available in his team, would tell you, "Yeah, we can't win." But people want me to dig my own grave and say, "Yeah, we're going to smash him in the Emirates or something." You know, with the way they explain what's going on, and they just need time to click and everything to work. Should be their chance. If they need a win to turn around their season and to get the fans back on Arteta's side and everyone to calm down a little bit, this is the chance. You're playing at home, and we have a horrific away record anyways. As I mentioned, the injuries that we have, you know, we haven't signed anyone yet still, from the people that we've been linked with for a while. No Amrabat, no fullback to start the game. So we're going into the game. I mean, let's be very honest. I'm not even trying to make excuses, but there's no way that I see us winning this game unless Arsenal make mistakes. If we win, it's more. I really wouldn't make much out of it in terms of my team. I would look at Arsenal more and I would ask major questions. I would be like, how did you lose to us with a back four of Dalot, Lindelof, what's his name, Lisandro Martinez, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka? These are the questions I'm asking. We are going to have to play McTominay in the midfield because Mason Mount is not available, and Eriksen is so bad when we go away from home against possession-based teams. We are going to start with a striker. No one knows who the striker is going to be. Is it going to be Martial again, who's not fit to play 90 minutes? Is it going to be Højlund, who hasn't played football all summer? Or is it going to be Sancho, who played in preseason but hasn't started a single game since the season started? If there's a team that's there for the taking at the Emirates, Egal, it's us. So I'm not expecting us to win. I will back the boys no matter what, but I'm not expecting us to win. But if we get even a point against you guys, there's major issues with you guys. There's super issues with you guys if you don't get all 3 points next week.
Just before you guys go, I have seen the Pies tweet that everyone's talking about. Says, what was it? It's about Musiala. Musiala would consider Chelsea if they went in for him. Now, I know everyone's getting gassed about it in the comment section, Musiala, and there has been rumblings that Chelsea are working under the radar to bring in a very big attacking signing. Maybe it's Musiala, maybe it's not, but it's a bit vague. It's a bit vague. Like, I know the Secret Scout is a good source and everything, but there's not been a bid dropped. He could be the player that we're looking for. He could be the player that has been rumored to be potentially joining us, but there's not a lot to go off. There's not a lot to go off, so I'm not going to jump to conclusions like, yeah, we're getting Musiala. Musiala's coming to the bridge. Drop a bid. Drop a bid. Let me get an Ornstein dagger or something. Then we can talk. As of now, it's interesting. It's a very interesting. What?
The Ornstein bomber, or whatever it is.
Yes, I need an Ornstein bomber. I need a Fabrizio dagger. Secret Scout's good and everything, but he hasn't given much. He hasn't said Chelsea are in for him. He's not saying Chelsea have agreed personal terms. He's not saying a bid's been dropped. He just says he'd consider Chelsea if we went in for him. I feel like it's a bit of a big piece.
It's really up to Bayern.
It's what?
It's really just up to Bayern, though, if they want to sell him.
It will take a lot of money. It will take a lot of money.
Trying to get Musiala back, basically.
I don't know how much. I think he's priceless, don't you think?
What?
Or now that Kane's gone, you think they would actually Kane's gone there? You think they would sell him? I don't think they would sell him, bro.
I don't think so either. I just think Chelsea are just being a bit daring with this one. Now, if that's the good, Darko said something as well. What did he say? I know he was hinting at it earlier. Do you think? Oh, seriously, I've just seen the Secret Scout tweet. You guys have really jumped to conclusions on this. Guys, don't get gassed off it, please. Not yet. Not yet. He's literally responding to a comment. Someone asked him, said, out of topic, but do you think Musiala will consider us if we ever went for him since he stayed with us at a young age? And he just quote tweeted it saying yes. Guys, come on. We're better than that. That's nothing. That's nothing. Give me something concrete, and then maybe we can get gassed. As of right now, I can't lie. Fan base is moving desperate. Man. That is so vague. That's vague as hell.
Fair enough.
I hear it dream, but I thought we had something confirmed, but basically, right now it's nothing. But let's see how it develops.
I'll just say this. Staffy, me and you both got 2 previews going on. Right now, I am still very confident going into that game. But of course, I understand what you said about the pressure. There is massive pressure on Arsenal because the pressure is not from this season. The pressure is from last season, us not winning the league and us having to maintain what we did from last year, or not maintain it, but like try to replicate it as much as possible to try to not fall behind the pecking order. Like if we drop points at this point of the season again, people might start saying Arsenal are just not in the title race this year and they're dead. I honestly do believe we're 1 drop point away from people jumping to the conclusion that this team is finished. That's how crazy reactions are in today's world. So we need to make sure we bounce back. We need to make sure we get the 3 points and by any means necessary. That means if it's a smash and grab or if we beat you convincingly. At this moment in time, with all your injuries, we're definitely walking into that game the favorites and we should get all 3 points. If we don't, it's on us.
People want me to speak with chest. Here's the thing, bro, because these fans are deluded. Okay, some of these fans are deluded. They're like, Staffy was speaking with chest. Now he's making excuses. I would love to see any of your teams going into a game, especially to the Emirates. It's been a tough ground for us in recent years, with 4 major positions that are not filled with your first option. These are not excuses. These are actual facts. I am giving you the facts. When I sat here and I spoke with Chest against Spurs and I lost, people called me deluded. When I'm saying we're not good enough to win next game, they're saying I'm making excuses. You know, these Arsenal fans, they want to invert all these players into their midfield, but they're actually inverted fans. You know, it's like the lack of IQ for some of these fans. And I don't care, bro. I'm so sick of this fan base. They just want me to get clipped. Haha, look, Staffy said they're going to win 3-0, 3-1, 2-0. Look, hold that. Bro, I'm telling you, we are not ready to win next game. If we were playing any game next week, I would still say the same thing, let alone going to the Emirates away from home. So why should I sit here and pretend that what's going to happen is not what I actually believe? These guys are so stupid that they just want me to get clipped or say something that I don't mean, you know? And Arsenal, listen, they always tell me Arsenal is better than us anyways. Arteta's better than Ten Hag. Plus injuries, but now they're upset that I'm saying we're not supposed to win. So how the hell you're telling me you're better than us, but when I predict that we're going to lose, oh, look, Staffy's scared. No logic. Wallahi, there's never logic when you try to talk with Arsenal fans. Zero logic every time. So yeah, man. Anyways, I'm going to go back to...
Staffy, you're a rare breed. You actually speak logic, but when it comes to illogical fan bases, your fan base goes up there at the top. So
number one. Number one.
You even had your own player, Paul Pogba, get at your fans' intelligence.
Egal, you know me personally. I've told you that I get into beef with my fan base because when I say things, they're like, you're negative. Well, do you want me to be deluded? I'm either negative or deluded. Choose one. I'd rather be negative and speak the truth than be deluded and say we're going to go smash them. Listen, at the end of the day, anything can happen in football. We can actually go and win the game. I'm not saying there's zero chance, but logically, explain to me why I should go into next game with no Varane, no Luke Shaw, no Mount, and no starting striker and expect to win. Please explain to me. This is a team that everyone's saying they must win the league.
You're being 100% realistic, and that's exactly why I'm looking at Egal next game. Because I even predict that Arsenal will win 4-1. I think Arsenal... By the way, all the pressure is on Arsenal right now. There's zero pressure on Man United. If Arsenal Football Club do not beat Manchester United, then there is something absolutely wrong with this whole Arsenal situation. You cannot not beat Manchester. You cannot. I'm sorry. There's no acceptable answer. I don't give a what happens. I couldn't care less. Red card, penalty, this guy mistake, that guy mistake. I do not care. Arsenal Football Club are at home to Manchester United. As he just said, no Varane, no Luke Shaw. The Man United are playing absolutely crap football right now.
No striker. We don't have a striker.
No striker either. For me, Arsenal have to win this game. I'm sorry.
And Hussam, you weren't here, but I said the exact same thing. I basically said the pressure's on us. It's on us to win, and we're the home team. Everything's saying that we're going to go into this game and we're going to have to deliver. Or else, if we don't, people are just going to be writing us off the same way they wrote you guys off last year after 3 games.
You mean like written off for like the title challenge?
Yeah.
If you do,
that's the thing, man. Like
you have to win. They're at home. They've just drawn a game. They've been playing so poor, and the manager's being questioned by their fan base. And so Ten Hag comes to that game being a weak. They're very weak. They've got Luke Shaw injury. They've got Mason Mount injury. United are like, they're weak, man. We know this is the weakest United squad in the last couple of years. They're coming to Arsenal Stadium. If they even get a draw, then you have to raise questions and say, Arteta, what are you doing? Surely you have to show hunger. Are you not a leader? Are you not inspiring your team? You know,
that's why I said no excuses, Hamza. No excuses.
Basic. He has to win, at least like comfortably.
You know what? It is a must-win, but the thing is, repeating it over and over again is not like it's going to change anything. Everyone agrees. And United, the pressure's off them. This is why they're dangerous. The pressure's off them. There's nothing. No one's.
That's the one thing that works in their favor. No pressure.
No one's expecting them to get anything. So if they get anything out of this game, it's a win for them. Massive win.
Level Haywan in the bottom right.
And you know what? They're gonna run with it.
Has Lewis said no pressure on the game? Go on.
There's no pressure on United. What do you mean?
There definitely is pressure on United, especially with the start of the season they've had. There definitely is pressure on them. You guys are just the favourites, but that doesn't mean there's no pressure on them.
I think there's pressure, but there's less pressure.
With no expectations, with low expectations comes less pressure. Away from home, where they have a bad record, injuries. I'm just making a case that Arsenal have to win this, or
they're expected to get results and to play convincing. Yeah. Like it's too early in the season for there to be no pressure. There is a lot of pressure on United.
If we lose, people are going to look at us and going to be like, "I
understand." If you went to Manchester City today, there's no pressure on you to win.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
Yeah, that's Man City though.
So it's the same
They're the
thing with
Premier League
Manchester
champions.
United versus Arsenal.
No, but Lewis,
You guys have dropped points as well. I'm saying there is like United can't just lose to you guys and be like, oh, it's fine. It was Arsenal. It's fine.
No, it's not that it's Arsenal. It's
no, but given the circumstances,
they have excuses because of injuries.
No, but I get what
But
Lewis is saying, and I actually
Nova
agree with
does
him.
not mean that the pressure isn't there. Ten Hag is still going to be expected to get
Ten Hag
results.
has been questioned as well. A lot of United fans have turned on Ten Hag. A lot of fan base. You're right. A lot of fan base have turned on Ten Hag. Listen, I know for a fact here. Next week I'm eating good. Either I'm roasting Egal, either I'm roasting Staffy.
Wait, so Hamza, you're making me no excuses. You're making me no excuses next week.
I'm enjoying it, man. As long as I don't lose a draw to Fulham, I got Fulham. I'm watching.
So Hamza, you're making me zero excuses with my injuries. I get no excuses.
Are you joking? Are you think I'll accept failure?
Come on.
I should have known better. I'm talking to Hamza. You're all right.
I'm on time here. I'll be the first.
Staffy, your team is good enough to get a draw. Expecting Staffy, you asking for a draw is not wild. You asking for a win, wild. Draw is okay.
Bibi, did you not see our record against the top 9?
Okay, but
away
if
from home last
listen,
season?
that's a Ten Hag
Without
problem.
injuries. That is without
That's Ten Hag
injuries.
problem.
Now add injuries.
I can
it
like
makes
you
it
guys.
worse.
If Ten Hag gets one of them big ass losses away from home to a top 6 side again, oh Lord, the
Yeah,
kind
I don't think we're gonna lose like that.
Oh,
I really don't think we have enough to win next game, especially that they
Staffy,
don't have
here's the
anyone
thing.
else.
After the game, there's an international break. So if you lose, you're gonna have to just think about that loss for 2 weeks straight. Just sat there thinking, why do we suck so much? That's what you have to think.
For my own mental health, I need to win that game.
He said for my own mental health.
Because I know my fan base, bro. I'm tired of talking about Havertz already. Today I did 3 hour space. Hussam, when was the last time
I don't blame you again.
Hussam, when was the last time I did a space? I did a 3 hour space today because people are moving mental.
I missed it, man.
I've seen somebody today say they are Arteta out if we lose to United. Wallahi, that's how crazy it is.
Oh wow!
I heard someone today say that Arteta, they're Ten Hag out if they sign Cucurella. So
yeah.
Both fan bases are in meltdown. Anyway, let me address the super chats, and then I want to move on to Chelsea and City. I want to ask Lewis his thoughts on Cucurella as well. Before we do that, guys, there are 1,200 people here. We cannot be not on 500 likes yet. This behavior, you're moving like you know who in front of goal. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Every single person watching us right now, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Big up to everyone who sent in a super chat. We're gonna give you a massive shout out at the end. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Elias says, Egal, you know what? At the end of the day, that's your opinion. Big up to you, Ilya. I can't lie, Ilya. Some of these super chats, man, you've been making me laugh. If you want best player, that means you are the best young player as well. Make it make sense, Egal. That was my argument as well. I said if Haaland was the best player, by definition, he's the best young player too. He should have done
I never defended it. I just said hold that.
Okay, listen, he should have done the double, just like. Question for Egal: how do you expect your fan base to react if Havertz?
Oh, is he back? Sorry.
How do you expect your fan base to react if Havertz starts next week? How will you react, Egal?
Oh well, we keep it moving.
It depends. I give you a real answer, Kyriakos, because this guy, I don't know what's up
Bro,
with Egal.
If Havertz starts against United,
it depends if they win or not. If they win, they wouldn't care. If they lose, then they'll speak on it. That's the reality.
If Havertz scores against us, I'm not showing up on the show next week.
No, you will show up. And here,
and
القهوة وراح أجيب لك سعد كمان. Not just didn't win the league. Trophyless, says Waves. Hamza, to be fair, USA would have turned Young Player of the Year into a participation trophy also. Everyone here has to win a trophy and are given orange slices for fun too. Hey, I can't lie. Hamza convinced me that Saka won it out of sympathy. I'm going to just be honest with you, C24. He actually convinced me. Big up to O there, who sends in an empty super chat. Big up to you. It's the English tax, Carefree Lewis. Haaland versus Saka. That could be another thing. English tax is
Haaland
definitely...
Saka, Hazard v Kane. Hear it.
100%. Actually, the only guy who done the double is a Welsh guy. Hey, you could be onto something. Then get ready to see Messi win Ballon d'Or and rob Haaland just like he robbed Virgil van Dijk off of it.
He will.
He would have been 1/4 of defenders who won it shaking my head. He stuck to Hamza there with the Messi thing. I can lie to you guys. We can cry about it. We can moan about it. Messi's winning that Ballon d'Or. Just give up, man. Just give up. Keep it stepping. As
That's
soon
a
as
joke.
he lifted the World Cup in Qatar, he's the Ballon d'Or winner.
If you win
He could have had 0 GA, 0 appearances in the next 6 months. He was gonna win the Ballon d'Or. So just give up.
An MLS player, man. First MLS player.
On a serious note, what did Dele Alli, Harry Kane, Bale, and Kyle Walker, what did they do to deserve to win the PFA Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year also?
Who?
All the 5 Tottenham players in 6 years that won the Young Player of the Year.
Kyle Walker was an amazing player that year. I remember. He was so amazing. He was fantastic.
Hamza, why are you chatting shit, bro?
Bro, are you joking? I
No,
remember.
no,
Kyle
the
Walker
real
was amazing that
question is, who was the winners then? Because if the winners were too old to
Who
be
won the
eligible
league
for
in
Young Player of the
2011,
Year,
2012?
no, because the reason why
right?
the reason why we're talking about Haaland and Hazard is that they won Player of the Year, but they were also eligible for Young Player of the Year. Who won during those years? Because if they weren't eligible for Young Player of the Year award, that's why they didn't win it.
Fair. Big up to Kenny who just says clown cry to Hamza. Egal faker than Cardi B's bum. Wow, that's mad. Egal without Alisson, we'd be at Chelsea last season. That's true. I've already publicly said this. Had we not had Alisson, we'd actually finish around Chelsea, if not even lower than Chelsea.
Listen,
that's why
we don't know the criteria. Your criteria might be
the criteria is he saved Liverpool the most points in the most points in the whole league.
It doesn't matter.
And he saved the most one-on-ones,
Arsenal
and he had the highest XG saved. So that's the criteria. He wins every single
You're making up BS to make your
I'm
player
not.
higher up. That's what you're doing.
Okay, just quickly, Lewis, who deserves to be the keeper for the team of the season?
I would have said Alisson.
Hamza, who deserves to be the keeper?
Hamza got chipped, man, right?
Staffy, who deserves to be the keeper?
I already voted him in the team of the season. It was Alisson, so I'm staying with that.
This guy was
United fan who hates my club, Chelsea fan who have a rivalry with, and you know Hamza don't like Liverpool either.
I don't like Liverpool. I don't like
Guess what,
Alisson.
Hussam? If you ask them who's going to win the Young Player of the Year, they're all going to say someone else also, and that doesn't mean that it changes. So I don't give a shit.
No, but that's no. But we're talking from an argument perspective. Don't be shameless.
No,
It's
but
based on.
if you want to make a legitimate argument and why Ramsdale deserves it over what do you call it, Alisson, is because they're probably going to look at where your team finishes. They're not going to look at the performances of the keeper in conjunction of the team. They're going
So if Haaland won the league, why did he lose to Saka?
Okay, then the simple one word rebuttal is, why is Harry Kane in the team then? Because they finished even below.
Because Harry Kane had an abnormal season. That's why there's numerous Arsenal and Manchester City players in the team.
He moves the goalpost a lot, bro. I'm sick of it.
There's like 4 or 5 Arsenal players. There's like 4
Alisson broke the record for how many one-on-ones saved. But anyway, let's not delve on this. It's based on the world class, but Arteta should be manager of the year. Okay, fair enough. Egal's logic 1 + 1 = 3. I tried it. Stacey, remember what Egal said about manager of the year? I do remember. I don't know who Stacey is.
By the way, that changed.
I think he's trying to say Staffy, and that's all.
By the way, that changed after the opinion of Arteta changed post drop off. I expected it to be the same, and us to run him to the end like Liverpool did. We didn't do that. So opinion.
Big up to Futur says you spin my head right round. Big up to you, Futur, man. Foden robbed Saka last year. Nobody said that. That's cap because I said something and Egal said something and everyone said something. Now we ask Egal to say something about Haaland. He don't want to say. We ask him to say something about Alisson. He don't want to say.
You guys, no one's sitting here saying Saka had a bad season. The guy had 15 goals, 11 assists.
But when he had a bad season the last couple of games, man. Like 8 games.
Hamza,
you just don't know what players. It's a complete.
Hamza, let's be honest. You want every trophy to yourself. Wallah, you're greedy.
No, bro. No, it's just being fair, bro.
What's being fair?
Young player,
Foden didn't deserve it over Saka last year.
It's a joke.
The year before.
I'll be honest with you, Egal. I'll be honest with you, Egal. I've known Hamza for a while. Hamza was not upset when Salah won Player of the Season last season. He wasn't upset like this.
Yeah, completely.
Because Salah was he won Golden Boot and most play assist as well. Opposition voted for him. He deserves it. No salt.
sympathy.
If Haaland was nominated, then by definition, Haaland deserves it. The PFA is manufacturing a rivalry to sell tickets. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
it's
enough.
true.
Wait,
That's
who
Egal is
votes
a
for it? Is it the
UCL
players?
version. There, I said it. Let's see how he reacts when.
That's what he's saying.
Yo, guys. Honest question: who votes for the PFA? Is it the players or is it
Players
the-
and managers.
Okay, so then why are we? If their peers are voting, why are we getting shocked?
Yeah, and
Messi
the players are
used to
We know
vote.
because
Messi used to not vote himself for the Ballon d'Or. He used to vote his friends, and he never voted
So that's
for
what I'm
himself. You
saying.
could get really
So the
care about
players
that.
are dumbasses. Simple as. Egal is the Champions League version that I said. We'll see what happens when he loses virginity this year. Eden Hazard is
How's
the
that
greater
possible,
winger
Ryan?
in the Premier League. I don't care about stats. I think the greatest winger in the Premier League history is Cristiano Ronaldo. It's not even like I'm not even going to say Salah or anything. I think Ronaldo is probably number one. So that would be my thing. Sam's internet is an F lister. It's a Z lister. It's the bottom tier. And you don't want to know what's mad. It's quick as F. But for some reason today it lagged 3 times. Thank you so much, Ilya, for all your support. MVP today. Miron says Man City's version of Thai with a dash of common sense is single-handedly cooking Saka. Wow. He just gave Hamza the biggest backhanded compliment. Love Miron. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hassam's Wi-Fi is like Havertz running during 90 minutes. Wow. Hassam's internet bottlers like Arsenal. Hey, big up the internet, man. Europe's coefficient, Arsenal cannot touch Chelsea. Chelsea actually has a higher coefficient than Liverpool for some reason. I have no idea why. Here to there says, make a break for Arteta, play our best 11, no experiment. Fair enough. And he's been consistent from the start. Here to there, who's an Arsenal fan. Big up to Jose. This is Staffy's in real life friend. Egal, let's be honest, then proceeds to be disingenuous. Big up, everyone. Very much enjoying the roast of Egal. Big up, Jose. Gracias, amigo. Big up to you for all the support, Habibi. I heard Erling Haaland has posters of Nicholas Jackson in his room. You are so shameless, Ilya. But I'm here for it. I love shamelessness. That's what I love. Big up to RK with a big super chat. Big up to you, RK. Shukriya. How can a team who did not win a trophy be in a race? Absolute trash team is Arsenal. Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United. This is top 4. Damn, you think Arsenal won't even finish in top 4? And he says Arteta to be fired. RK. If that happens, then not just A-listers, YouTube is going to explode from the amount of content we will create. You best believe that, RK. Inshallah, we'll be there no matter what. I know. I can give Lewis alone a 2-hour segment on if this happens. I could give Lewis alone a 2-hour segment if this happens. So, hey,
3-course meal.
RK,
that's your 4-course meal.
Big up to AJ who says, Egal, you want to know something? That's your criteria. Big up to you. Big up to you, AJ, man. I love how that's become a joke now. I need to put that on a shirt. Big up to Nadra who says, Alisson's the best in the world. I agree, and I don't think it's shameless at all to say that. Thank you, Nadra. Wave says, Egal said, doesn't count the treble when it comes to Pep and Arteta should win. But when it comes to Saka, dude talking about World Cup, clown world, says Waves. Hey, Egal and being consistent sometimes is difficult for him. But you cannot shame the shameless. It's just how life works. Big up to RK, who says Arsenal players never stepped in Europe. Most overrated team. Chelsea, Liverpool, City were 3 consecutive finals in Europe. Who is Arsenal? Absolute garbage team, says RK. RK, once again, thank you so much for the super chat. And listen, this season, we will see what happens to Arsenal in the Champions League, inshallah. We'll be there. Because I want to see what happens. I want to see Arsenal get Bayern Munich. I want to see what happens to Arsenal.
Bring me Bayern. Wallahi, I'm not scared of them. Bring me Bayern. I want Bayern.
Say this right now.
Bayern and Kane.
Bayern Munich.
Say this right now. No, 1 second. Say this now because I will clip you.
Right now.
Say that again. Say that again.
Bring me Bayern Munich in the Champions League group stages. I want to face them. I'm telling you right now. Clip it. Post it everywhere. Bring me Bayern Munich. Arsenal versus Bayern Munich in the group stages. I need this. I want this.
My brother, you have just been out of the Champions League for 7 years only to go back to Bayern. That's Stockholm syndrome. And now they have Kane. Kane loves the game against you guys too.
Guys, I'm 7 steps ahead. You don't know. We faced him in the group
You'll
stages.
be 7 goals behind.
We faced him in the group stages. Get the real test, and then we can't face him in the round of 16.
I guess, yeah.
You like Bayern? I've been trying to just get out the group stage.
No, we're gonna get out the group stage.
Okay.
Hamza, did you hear that? You weren't here. Did you hear that?
No, I heard about him talking about UCL. It's a laugh.
No, Hamza. He said that he wants Bayern Munich in the group stages.
They lost 10-2 to Bayern Munich. They've never been. they get humbled. It's a disgrace.
10-2. I can't lie. The
How can they
10-2
beat
thing.
Sporting Lisbon? How can they be
I'm
buying?
Nah, boys. Listen, you guys are laughing. I'm ready.
I mean, he
Okay.
said facts. He said he couldn't beat Lisbon. So
Let me just finish these last two before we get to the Chelsea thing, because I really want to ask about this. Akhi Osam, Egal stands for emotional. Egal, zero logic, yo. Don't violate Egal. But thank you for the super chat. Liverpool third in the power ranking, only City and Bayern ahead. If that's true, that's fair. But what I saw, I think Chelsea are third and we're fourth. I'm not sure, but it's good for us that fifth place gets UCL anyway. So that's the thing. Like, it's not even a top 4 thing, it's a top 5 thing. And finally, Fatur says, Egal, did you know Bayern smash you 5-1 in group stage? Yes. 10-2 on aggregate, 5-1 in group stage. So we'll see if they redeem themselves. But anyway, big up to you, Fatur. Big up to everyone who sent in a super chat. I'll give you a massive shout out at the end. Make sure you're all liking and subscribing. 1,200 people still here. Now, we've got to ask Carefree Lewis the $1 million question, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to ask him. Hey, man said, hey, Lewis, get that clipped up and waiting for you. I can't lie. I'm going to DM my guy.
Bro. Big up, bro.
I'm going to DM my guy straight after this video. I'm going to tell him, yo, let's run that. So 1,200 people here. Make sure liking, subscribing. Now we have to ask Lewis the $1 million question. Cucurella to Manchester United, and talk to me about the Luton win as well before we head to City there towards the end. Go on.
Just wanted to say yet again, when we have a little bit of bloating in our squad, Manchester United come to save us. And I'm very grateful for that. Nice little 7 million in the bank potentially. You could potentially raise Cucurella's value and we could sell him off to somebody else and get our book value in a year's time. It's all good. It's all good. Now, I'll take the shameless hat off for a little sec with Cucurella, because I actually don't think it's a bad move for United, personally. I said Cucurella hasn't really been given enough time. He's had a lot of off-the-field issues and injuries in his first season at Chelsea. And he did well at Brighton before that. I think at Man United, he's a good option for you guys. Kind of need to help him with the lapses of concentration and everything. That's his biggest problem. He's always got a bozo moment in him. But I've said for months, I feel like he's better defensively than Chilwell is. So I honestly don't think it's a terrible move for you guys. I just don't get why we're loaning him to you, because you guys have left back injuries. Why are we helping? Yeah, but why are we helping you guys? You're rivals. Like, I don't get that. You could loan him somewhere else potentially. But
no
I get
one came
that
in for another loan, Lewis. That's your only option. What? No one else needs a fullback right now other than us. So it's either maybe that's on your bench.
Because I understand, like, we now got Colwell basically playing as a left back. So now we have 4 left back options and we have 1 game a week. There's just not really any room for Cucurella. So it's kind of what needs to happen. But I don't think United fans should really be screaming or crying about this. It's not a bad move. It's not. You could have done a lot worse, personally. You could have done a lot worse.
All the people we were linked with, he is the best name. Yeah.
I'd take any opportunity to take the piss. Like the Mason Mount one, you're fucked up. Simple as. But Cucurella, it's not nearly as bad of a move for you guys as Mason Mount is, personally.
I actually think he's a
I'm
decent
so glad
player.
you said that. Some of the United fans have been exaggerating. They've been acting like they just got the worst player in the league. Like, they need to chill out as well.
Sam, if I tell you, you get to pick between Reguilon, Cucurella, Ryan Bertrand for some reason, Marcos Alonso. Marcos Alonso, and arguably Rico Henry was a good link. I don't mind actually being linked to Rico Henry, but he's good. But when I give you all these options, and I'm like, you just have to loan one of them for about 6 months. Yeah, he'll stay the season, but just for 6 months until we get 2 fullbacks back, you'll be like, yeah, Cucurella is not a bad option. This guy went for a record fee last summer, and a year later, people were acting
Man
like
City
he's
wanted them just a year ago.
What do you think about the Højbjerg?
Yeah.
What do you think about the Højbjerg link?
Yeah, but
I think it's fake. He's too overpriced. He's 35 million when Amrabat's 21. If we don't have money, supposedly don't have 21 million, how the hell?
The Ten Hag friends and family project needs to stop as well. He's doing it too much now.
Well, I couldn't even be mad anymore. I actually posted on my Twitter. I tweeted about it and I started laughing. I was sitting at my desk when I saw the picture of him in Bayern. I didn't know that he played for him in Bayern. I just start laughing.
Højbjerg played for Bayern.
I just started laughing, bro. This guy's just recruiting everyone who played with him. And I don't even blame him. He doesn't have anyone in this club that's probably recruiting players. So he's just getting everyone he wants. No, that's what I'm saying. No, I get you. It's not right. But I'm saying I'm not even shocked. No one is doing recruitment in this club So they're telling him, just get whoever you want. And this guy just goes to his contact list. Who do I have on my contact list? Oh shit, Hoiberg. Let me call him, see what he's doing. It's a joke, bro. It is a joke, but it is what it is.
You know what the funny thing is? There's people who defend his talent ID and say
I'm tired of that buzzword, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually tired of it. I'm so tired of it. Klopp has shit talent ID, but no one says anything about it. Even Hussein.
You call that out.
No,
that's BS because I've said that publicly.
No, I said you have said that. I defended you. I'm saying Hussein said that. But it just feel like it's a new buzzword, bro. What do you expect when a manager doesn't have proper DOF telling him what to do?
No, but I don't expect you to just go back to things you know.
Are you saying Manchester United are restricting him from being able to attract the players?
No, that's not what I'm saying. They're not restricting him. He has full reins on who he recruits because he doesn't have a competent DOF that to navigate him when he's doing wrong. I keep using the Salah example when Klopp wanted Götze and his DOF told him no. He was like, for the way that you want to play and the way basically that you want this team set up, you need a player like this. And he suggested Salah. And that's the difference. You need a DOF who's competent. And the only DOF we were about to get was about a year and a half ago, maybe less, was Ralf Rangnick. But he came out and said that the club is a mess and we need 10 new players. And they said, you're out of here, buddy. And they fired him. So I'm not surprised, bro. The club has been a joke for a minute, you know? So I don't even blame Ten Hag at this point because he's just going for what he knows. If you need YouTubers to come on the next show and you have no one to tell you who to get, you're just gonna call me, Egal, Lewis, and Hamza because you know us. You don't have better recruitment, huh?
I'd love to call you Staffy, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. When you're stuck for a Man United fan, what do? You always tell me, yo, I need a Man United rep today. I need you to come on. If you had someone recruiting for you, you'd be like, okay, there's more options.
All the Man United fans went. You know, I used to have probably about 20 Man United fans to work with, and they all just
no one wants to go online and talk about United, bro. I don't blame them. What's good to talk about? Like
hiding because their team's in bad form.
So, Lewis, what do you make of the Luton?
That's the same about Liverpool. It used to be so easy to find Liverpool fans.
I can name you about 20 Liverpool fans right now who still do
they probably come on your channel. But like, they're not going to go on rival channels.
Fair enough. So just Lewis on the Luton win. What do you make of the game?
Bayern Luton got packed, just like I said I would. Oh, you must beat Luton. Like I said, we were going to dominate them, and we dominated them. It was light work. The only real question mark was when was the second goal going to come in. But as soon as that happened, we got the confidence to get a third one. Sterling looks like he's back to his best. Thank the Lord. Let's hope it keeps going because this is the second time in a row where I've said he's the best player on the pitch. Nicholas Jackson is, I run out of words for this guy. He's fucking unbelievable, man. And he's only going to get better and become more and more confident. I'm so excited to watch how he develops this season. Caicedo grew into the game, started a bit sloppy, but grew into it and got a bit better. Who else? Enzo, spectacular. As soon as we got the midfield depth in for him and we got a manager with some sort of tactical intelligence, he looks like he is worth every single penny. Colwell's brilliant on the left side. Silva's still timeless. Sanchez got a clean sheet. No negatives. A little Chilwell stinker, but other than that, everything was brilliant. Everything was brilliant. I can't ask for more. Bring the same to win. Go on.
Is because you're the only one that faced them out of this whole panel. Are Luton Town going to break the Derby County record? Are they that bad?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. They stung. They weren't all.
Just say it.
They made like one clear-cut chance, and the rest was just. They got the ball into a couple dangerous areas, but the quality is just not there. It's not there. I don't know what they're going to do.
Meme. You know the meme, what is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? That's Luton. Like,
that's Luton.
Specifically, like. I don't know.
They were better when we faced them in the FA Cup like 2 years ago. They had a better game than then. I don't know what happened, but they're going straight.
And how about this? I'll ask you about this because the whole Sterling situation. Your fan base has been very aggy towards Sterling first 2 games. I have no idea why, even though he played well. What do you make of his performances of late?
He's been brilliant the last 2 games. I'll agree. Like the fans have, not the fans, but I'll say match-going fans have been a lot more iffy with him. Like, if you were blind and you were in the West Ham away and you'd think Sterling was playing like Bakayoko, you think he was our worst player, the way people were gunning for him. Like, Sterling, for fuck's sakes, stop holding on to the ball for too long and all of this crap. It's like, bro, he's the only one doing anything. Like, I think the more consistent these performances are, the more fans are going to turn more onto his side. Let's be real. He was crap last year. And there was points where he just straight gave up and he stopped trying. He put a lot of that criticism onto himself. So I don't think Chelsea fans need to apologize for anything. He's in good form now and he deserves the credit as a result of it. But it doesn't change anything that was said in the past being true at that point. So no, I don't think Chelsea fans need to apologize. But Sterling's been brilliant now. He looks a lot fitter. He's an assistant that's getting the best out of him. He said he doesn't want to be rotated too much. He wants to be played with the ball to his feet as opposed to with his back to goal. Just keep it up and keep shining, because this is the Sterling that we paid the money for. We just needed to see this guy. I hadn't seen Sterling play like he did the last 2 games, even under Tuchel before he got sacked. So that's all either partly due to the system and partly due to himself as well, but he's in the perfect climate now to succeed. So succeed, and you're going to get all the praise that you deserve. It's as simple as that. Do your talking on the pitch.
Okay. Fair enough. Hamza, are you here, Habibi? Oh, Rabbi, this guy. I just wanted to ask him about the Sheffield win, man.
Well, I don't
Hamza,
know
are you
why
here?
Hamza spends more time behind the
Hamza spends more time fucking eating when we need him to
Like,
speak about his
like,
football
Hamza, what
club.
are you doing? What kind of professionalism is this?
Zero professionalism from Hamza. Unbelievable.
Well, disgraceful.
So there's a guy earlier on who asked about when the Liverpool section is. I want to keep you guys for too long. It's been like almost 2 hours. This is going to be directed by Steven Spielberg. So, Hamza, you here? Subhanallah. So, Hamza, talk to me about the win against Sheffield.
Yeah, man. Listen, respect to Manchester City, man. Listen, Sheffield United away was a tough game. But you know what? You know what those kind of games are. Like when you played Sheffield United, what they did was like they just parked the bus. But we had the ball possession 85%. And I think, listen, we had them on ropes. They gave us a penalty. And I think what the biggest mistake they made is after that penalty miss by Haaland, they think this is what champions are made of. This is the difference about what champions are made of. When you need to win games like these, and you're 1-1 and there's 3 minutes to go, you just don't give up. You just don't give up. You can have your manager even not on the touchline. I expect my team to perform. I don't look for excuses saying, oh, I wish I had this guy, or I had this Timber was injured, or whatever it is. If you look at my squad, Kyle Walker backheeled it. He made a mistake. But he said, listen, I'll raise to the occasion. And you know what? We had only 3-4 minutes and we came back, Hussam. That's why we're champions. Foden, an outstanding. Despite the guy was sick, he was put on the bench. We didn't want to use him. But when he needed him, big game player at the biggest moment, Hussam. 3 games to go. We bring Foden, yeah? And he comes in and he just changes the game completely, Hussam. We had Sheffield United on ropes. We could have won 4-0 or 5-0. However, on another day, we just missed our chances, kept missing our chances. We know City often start slow, but you know what? You have to respect why. Rodri is the best DM in the world. You know, big up to those players. Kovacic, fantastic signing again. Shows why.
Rodri has more DA than Anthony, by the way.
Yeah, man, he had more passes than a lot of players.
Everyone has more GA than Anthony. You're gonna have to find something.
I'm just saying, Rodri's a DM, so it's embarrassing. Isn't it?
And the most
Varane has more GA than him.
You know what was the most embarrassing thing? You know what was the most embarrassing thing today? I hear. And this is what I'll never respect that player ever again. Zinchenko said that he believes Partey, the biggest bottle job, the bottler of the bottle jobs, that has bottled against Villarreal Europa League, has bottled against Sporting Lisbon, has bottled others, is a better DM than Rodri and Casemiro. I was thinking, you don't need to suck up to this fan base. Bro, did you see what Rodri did? When we're losing Sam, big game player, clutch moment, Steven Gerrard moments. You know what I'm talking about? Those Steven G. You know what I'm trying? When you need them, Stevie G, is there in the big games. Do you remember those games? This is
Yes.
our Stevie G, the Spanish Stevie G. Yeah, when you need him, bang, Bayern Munich.
Rodri is the
When you
best
need
DM
him,
in the world. You could
Champions
even argue
League.
best
When you
midfielder in the
see
world.
him, Sheffield United. Bro, he's the best DM in the world. He's one of the greatest DM.
You could even say
in
best
history.
midfielder in the world, and I don't think that's
Bro,
not.
I believe he's the best DM in the last 10 years. Like you'd fail to question who other player was who's another DM that you'd bring into the same conversation in the last 10 years.
Maybe Busquets.
No, 10 years. Last 10 years,
Yeah,
it would be.
Busquets, yeah. Busquets,
It
yeah.
would be Kante and Casemiro, if we're being honest.
Probably can't.
Yeah, but
I
then
don't know.
Chelsea fans would tell you Kante into DM.
But in a player like
That
Kante and him,
argument.
he's a game changer, man. He's a he drives the ball forward. He loves and he's consistent. He doesn't get injured. He's always playing every game. Doesn't make excuses. Sam. When you need him, he performs. And you know what? There's a reason why we've won 3 Premier Leagues in a row. There's a reason why they call us the treble winners. There's a reason why we're the only team in English football that's gone invincible in the UCL and gone through there and won all the games and won the UCL. Yeah, there is a reason. We're a special team. We don't make excuses. Oh, I wish Kevin De Bruyne was there. I wish Gundogan was there. We just did our game and we didn't need our manager. We didn't make no excuses. Is your sound frozen?
Like that again?
Exactly. When he saw Rodri, he was like, wow, he was licking his hands there. Listen, at the end of the day, what City showed that exactly, like, I know there's a certain fan base there were waiting for me to fail, and they took an L, biggest L. The biggest L. They were waiting for me after the 2-2 draw.
Hamza, why do you have such an issue with Arsenal
Man,
fans?
I love it. I love it.
Hamza, why do you have a big issue with Arsenal
Bro,
fans?
bro, if you were in London,
listen,
you'd
since,
understand, bro. You'd understand, like, that they are a virus. They're a straight
He used
virus.
to be one. That's why. Let's be honest.
Huh?
Fair enough. Listen,
Please
since-
don't ever insult me like that again. That was genuinely offensive.
That
don't
wasn't
have
to
one.
you. That wasn't to
he's
you.
talking to Hamza. He's talking to Hamza.
Oh, thank
Listen,
God. Thank God. I thought you pointed at me, innit? But yeah, cool.
Listen, because people have been crying that we don't talk about Liverpool and shit. Just quickly, your thoughts on the Liverpool comeback, you guys. Anyone want to chime in before we read super chats and end the video?
No, I don't have anything to say about
What
that.
Liverpool think?
Van Dijk's gonna
Yeah,
get
yeah.
suspended for a long time. You know.
I think
No,
Liverpool
it's only
showed
one game.
character.
Van
Liverpool
Dijk's gonna
showed
get
character.
suspended for what he did to the referee, pointing at him.
Let
cussing at him.
He
Hamza
only
play.
got a 1-game suspension.
I think Liverpool showed character.
You only got 1 game on top.
No,
of the
just
red
the 1
card?
game for the red card. That's it.
No, they're and bro, you didn't hear what happened? They're further looking into it, and Van Dijk is going to get further punishment for his actions.
Apparently, Van Dijk
Got
cussed
it.
out the ref, basically.
The ref-
I heard
Yeah.
that, but then they said he wasn't getting anything. That's why I said they didn't do anything
No,
about it.
they
We-
said
Listen,
they're
here's the
giving-
thing.
they're giving
There's no
him-
need to speculate.
they're
We'll
giving
find
him
out, yani.
until they're giving him till the 1st of September to respond, and then
Oh,
they'll
beautiful.
decide.
I didn't even know that. Good. There's
Okay,
It was-
so Hamza,
it
go on. What
was-
do you want to say about the character?
Listen, I think Liverpool, I said before, like, if Liverpool get the DM, yeah, they're dangerous. Yeah. And Liverpool showed character to go to. There's not many teams that's going to go at St. James Park with 10 men down. Yeah? They're 10 men down. Like, I opened the space. We were licking. I was thinking, yo, it's going to be 5-6-0. Trent was getting cooked. I was like, oh my God, the best L. Today I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah. And you know what? That's what I go. When you're not playing well, learn from these guys. Learn from Klopp. Learn about that. When they're not playing well, Egal, they grinded the result. Like, despite being 10 men ago, no excuses. Yeah. They
Hamza.
got that win at St. James's Park. Yeah. When we all doubted them. Okay, fair enough. I've always don't rate Eddie Howe. Listen, Eddie Howe is not a top man. I don't believe he's that top manager. Yeah? He's just a one-season wonder. And I believe Newcastle should get rid of him. I believe 100%. If Newcastle smart do what we did to Mark Hughes, you need to do that step up. Harvey Barnes costed his team. That pass there costed them. But you know what? For those people that doubted Darwin Nunez, and I said to you guys, he's very dangerous. Yeah, he's very dangerous. Guess what? Egal, you're laughing because you wish
You
you had a
clowned
striker.
him, bro.
This guy wishes he had a striker.
Clown
That
Darwin
would be
Nunez.
banging. Listen, respect. We all took our L. I took my L.
Bro, you clowned him just like majority of people on Twitter did.
When
The
they compared
reality
to
is,
Haaland, man, you know
Darwin
what?
Nunez did good. Darwin Nunez did good. But the biggest loser in this whole thing is the Newcastle assistant manager.
I told you guys about
Never-
Newcastle hype, by the way. Just
Never
saying.
celebrate too early. These guys, they had the game in their hand. They were up for majority of the game. They had 10-man advantage and they couldn't get it done. Similar to a lot of other situations where Newcastle had advantages and they couldn't get it done versus big teams. And you know what? There's an inferiority complex versus Liverpool, and Liverpool took advantage of that. And you know what? Darwin Nunez, this might be the beginning of a good season for him potentially. I think he should start the next couple games.
So let me just ask Lewis finally on this before we read super chats and wrap up. Lewis, Liverpool, and I wanted to just touch on the whole Newcastle thing because you're big on Newcastle. Tell me your thoughts.
Oh, I won't lie. I didn't watch the game. I was at Carnival. I didn't see a minute of it. But I saw the Nunez goals. Clutch from him. Fair play. But yeah, I didn't catch anything other than that, bro. There's been a blur.
You catch a wine at least.
Yes, we have plenty, but we ain't going to talk about that. But
Yeah. This ain't
long weekend. Long weekend.
Yeah, this ain't what we're here for. So just the Newcastle hype thing quickly. Without the game, do you like? Do you still stick by your Newcastle opinions?
What about them making top 4?
Yes.
Still think they're capable of it. Yeah, one game isn't really going to change that for me. It says more about Liverpool, to be honest, that even with a questionable midfield, you're still turning it around. So I think it's more for you than it takes away from Newcastle.
I'm going to be honest with you. Hamza better pray that we don't get a DM or a centre-back in these next 2 days. Because if we do that, then he knows he's in for one hell of a title race. Let me just say that. Big up. There's still 1,000+ people in here. Like the video, subscribe. Let me just run through the super chats before we wrap up. I don't want to keep the guys for too long. I apologize. The video right here overstretched, but we had to talk about Arsenal. Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that. Big up to you, Elia, man. Thanks so much for the
I want Hamza to sing it. Can you sing it, Hamza? I know
sing
you
that,
like
Hamza. Sing it to Egal.
Never sing that. You'll never sing that. Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. Egal, just remember.
You just learned the words to the song, eh?
Listen, no. At least I know the song. You'll probably not sing that. You'll probably never sing it in your
You just
life.
learned the words. Yesterday.
Listen, I'm saying now. Watch.
They had to guide you through it. They had to guide you through it. Hamza, sing with us. That's what they're
Listen,
doing.
I know how to sing, and you'll never sing that in your life.
It's okay.
You know what's the funniest moment, Elia, and everyone in the chat? Hamza told me he's going to the Community Shield game just to sing that to Arsenal fans. And I'm like, yo, I love Hamza. This Hamza guy. He actually went to Wembley just to sing that to the Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans talking about Chelsea as if we're nothing. Tell me your European coefficient ranking. We are already in the Club World Cup competition. Absolute trash, Arsenal. You are nobody to us. Hey, we won it all. We won a lot. That's a song only me. Let me actually do this right here because Hamza doesn't have a Club World Cup yet. That's a song only me, Staffy, and Lewis can sing, which is we won it all.
I want to sing next week. Go, man.
We won a lot.
We've seen it all. We've won the lot. Well, I said
you very
You guys are trying to teach him, the words to a new song? What is it?
I mean, we're singing about trophies you've never won, Egal. So.
Yeah. Club World Cup.
Hamza will join us in January, probably.
Make that save that seat for me.
Hamza, in January, I'll teach you the song.
Big up to you, Jihad, man. Big up to you. Akhi Hussam, Chelsea at it again, robbing United blind. Chelsea is that hookah shop that has shitty hookah, yet Arsenal United go back for more. Mad. I know exactly what you're talking about as someone who lives in Jordan. I can't lie, some of the Mu'assal places just absolutely suck.
I refuse to believe that all Chelsea players are bad.
I have standards.
Even Lewis said, "I'll take the bias hat
me,
aside."
bro.
He said, "I'm gonna take my bias hat off." I don't think the Cucurella movie is that bad, and that's coming from Lewis, probably the most shameless Chelsea fan I've ever met. And this guy said that.
The Cucurella reactions have been mixed, though. Some people have been going over the top. Some people have been okay with it.
I know.
Me personally, even earlier on Battle of the North, I said I don't even think that's a bad signing. Why is it a bad signing? I think
I'm happy with it.
Well, yeah. 100%.
He's probably not even gonna kick ball
for him
to
last
be
year.
honest. 100%.
Yeah, like Cucurella ain't even that bad, bro. Akhi Hussam, Chelsea are the chat GBT of football clubs. They copy everyone's homework and pretend they did it by themselves. Hey, If you cheat and you copy and you do well on your results, that's what matters. So let's see if they get the good results. That's what we
Chat
determine on.
GPT is better than humans, then hey, is what it is, but we get the job done.
Chelsea will compete. We will challenge. We're not Arsenal. We will do it, says RK. RK, I love your energy towards
When are you gonna do
Arsenal
it?
today.
When?
I love it.
Put a timetable. Put a timetable.
Well, one game at a time, my friend. Well, one game
Put a
at a time.
timetable. Put your balls on the line. Go ahead.
Okay.
We asked where is Hamza. Elia says he's eating dinner at his neighbors. Elia clearly follows Hamza. Every day he posts
I'm
new
some
food.
mousse and banana.
See? I knew it.
What is that?
knew it.
What is
I
that?
knew it.
But listen, my neighbor, my Turkish neighbor brought me this kebabs.
You know what it is? Hamza has a neighbor from every country around the world. He has Afghan, he has Turkish, he has everything. Hamza, when I come to London, inshallah, I'm coming to visit you because you have so much food where you live.
Inshallah,
I have to
come.
come
You
visit
never
you.
go
You know
hungry.
what his neighbor is? You know what his neighbor is? The local Afghani store. He goes to go buy food, and I said it's his neighbor.
Probably.
Hey, Hamza's beyond shameless, man. AJ says, I can't thank Chelsea enough for giving us Kovacic. Fact, Kovacic has been playing really well. You just have to worry about his fitness, not his ability. That's the only thing.
He was always
100%.
going to do well with you guys. Always. It was never
It
one of
fits
the
like
dumb
a glove.
ones.
It makes too much sense. It just fits like a glove over there. Does Rodri deserve Ballon d'Or over Messi? In my opinion, he does. Listen, you're talking to someone who thinks Messi is the GOAT, so I'll never say yes. But for me, Messi just absolutely, as soon as he lifted the World Cup in Qatar, I told everyone, listen, from now till May, regardless of what happens, he's winning the Ballon d'Or. So there's nothing we
This
can
is
do about it.
why this conversation right here is why no Man City player is going to win, because they're all going to take votes from each other.
Fairs. Walker made 2 clear-cut chances in 3 minutes. He's talking about the Sheffield game. He did. Hamza, be honest, does the neighbor look like Shakira? That's why you're always eating over there.
Woo, man's calling him a yummy.
Hey, Elia. Naughty. Big up to you, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hassan, flip-flopping now. You had them next to Partey. It's not flip-flopping. It's called change of opinion. Last summer, not this one, the summer before, I was saying Fabinho over Rodri. And then Fabinho had an absolute howler. You want me to say now that Fabinho from Al-Ittihad is better than Rodri? Behave, yah. Change of opinions happen. Busquets and Casemiro in the last 10 years, 2013. Fairs. Arsenal fans deleted the draft after Rodri scored. Oh, they definitely did. I know what it's like. Trust me, Waves. Ask Hamza if he was a Man City fan before the oil money. He was. Gillingham away, 1998. He'll tell you the story right now. Big up to Dinishan who says Klopp with the Arteta money will win the league twice. Hamza is more worried about me if I get money than Arsenal. I'll tell you that because he said that to me personally 100 times. And finally, Ilya, our MVP of the day alongside RK. Big up to you both. I hate Liverpool, but that was a very good game from Liverpool. I can't lie. 10 men, us having 10 men, not them, as Staffy said. And we come back and we win the game the way that we did. Absolutely phenomenal performance from the guys, man. So anyway, listen, I don't want to keep the guys any longer than this. It's been one hell of a show, one hell of a show. Big up to Drip, big up to Ilya, big up to Fatur, Waves, Eric, Joel, Bibo, Will, Meron, RK, Tony, LFC Till I Die, Omar, big up to Kelly, Sultan, Other, Jihad, big up to Zlatan, AJ, Kyriakos, Anthony Taylor, Jose, here to there, Nadra, C24, and Dinishan for the super chat. Big up to you guys. Make sure you're all slapping the like button and subscribing. We're going to go around the lovely panel. They're going to let you know where you can find Lewis, my brother. Where can people find you?
We'll be live on Carefree Lewis G at around 2:30. Actually, if there's any news, because it's match day, I might just leave it and do a late review or something. But yeah, we'll be live on the channel at some point tomorrow. Check it out, people. Hit the like button, subscribe, and yeah, it's been great to hop on for another week. Big up.
Always welcome, Lewis, man. Staffy, where can people find you, my brother?
Staffy TV right here. Big up for the support. We reached 500, but the goal to 1K is still on. So don't get complacent. The goal is not reached yet. So make sure is my description, is my link in the description. Even if it's not, it's right here. Staffy_TV. Staffy_TV. No excuse not to look it up right now. Subscribe. Almost at 600. So get me to 600 and inshallah we reach the 1K soon. Big up for having me, bro.
Joe. Remember when Staffy wore the towel? He looked just like Samoa Joe. Hamza, where can people find you? Go get the
There you
towel
go.
stuff. You might forget it. Go on.
Yeah. You can find me in Hamza Talks Ball. Listen, you can find me. Listen, I've decided this year, I said it, I'm doing a watch along for
Yeah,
Arsenal,
See it.
Arsenal in the UCL. I am doing a watch along. I am watching every Arsenal game in the UCL. I swear to God. I am putting that one. I'm putting all my Egal.
Hamza, can you invite me when you do that? I want to do it together. Let's do an Arsenal watch along together.
Bro, we're watching that. Let's say, well, I can't wait. Bro, Thursday. I don't care about my group. It's Arsenal group I'm looking at. Listen, Egal, I am looking forward for UCL nights. Welcome.
I am too. It's my first time.
Okay, and you, my brother?
It's my first time going, hopefully.
Speaking
Inshallah.
of Champions League, go ahead, Habibi Egal. Where can people find you?
Oh yeah, if you guys don't hate me already, you can find me on Egal Talks Football, and that's on YouTube and on TikTok, of course, and Egal EGTV Egal on Twitter. But yeah, you guys already probably know that, hopefully.
Everyone's links is in the description. If you missed any of that, just go hit every single channel and subscribe. All great guys. I can't lie, Zlatan, you calling Egal logo Paul is mad. So I'm gonna just say thank you for the super chat and keep it stepping. Staffy, where is the towel? I wanted to end with you. Where is the towel, Staffy? Oh, he bottled the outro. I just wanted us to sing Joe. Samoa Joe over here. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're all liking, make sure you're all subscribing, follow everyone on
I
this.
promise I'm a lot taller than Samoa Joe, though. He's very
Joe,
short. I'm a lot taller.
Joe, chat. Joe. See you guys tomorrow, inshallah. Peace out.